From the Auburn Sports Network and Playfly Sports, Auburn baseball is on the air. 25 NCAA tournaments, 8 regional titles, and 6 trips to the College World Series. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
If Billy Hitchcock was Billy Shakespeare, he might have framed today like this. Oh, baseball, how do we love thee? Let us count the ways. In diamond dawns and dusks that dust our days. In metal's merry music, sharp and sweet. In scorecard scrawls and spikes that drum the beat. Hello, everyone. War Eagle, and welcome to another full day of Auburn Tiger baseball. Alongside Jason Caldwell, I'm Brad Law. Jacob Goins is in the ESPN 106.7 studios. It's Valentine's Day at the ballpark, and how can you not be romantic about baseball? Auburn took game 1 last night in heart-pounding fashion, turning away the tying and go-ahead runs in the top of the ninth. Today, it's the first game of a double dip between Auburn and Youngstown State, as the Tigers look for a series win on opening weekend. When we come back, it's the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Shop RV Roadway's live inventory now. Fresh arrivals, ready to go, priced to move. Get real show pricing and weekly specials on new and used RVs at both Alabama RV Roadway locations in Calera and in Opelika. Shop live online now at rvroadway.com. Take life on the road with RV Roadway, where we sell RVs for less.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Are you disabled but still trying to go to work every day? Did you know that you can file for disability as soon as you stop working? I am Deborah Mitchell, a registered nurse and an attorney. At Grossman Law Firm, we have over 40 years of combined experience in the medical and legal fields. Come see us today for a free consultation. Give us a call and let us help you. Contact us at 334-758-6344 or rnlawyer.net.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services performed by this attorney are better than those performed by other attorneys.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. Coming up on Wednesday's show, we'll talk with Jason Caldwell from Auburn Undercover, plus Tiger Takes. Don't miss it. It's The Drive on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with the Butch Thompson pregame report.
All right, come out a chance to win a series today, and I think I know this, but just talk about the psychology of coaching in a doubleheader. You're not looking at the full 18 innings right off the bat today. You're looking at this first of the 2 games.
Yep, everybody knows we're playing 2 today, and that's the plan. But just from a coaching standpoint, from a player standpoint, you just got this first game. You have an opportunity in this first game to win a series, and you look at our whole season, it's just basically 14 weekends. Those 10 weekends of SEC play, the winner is claimed by winning series. So if you make coaching decisions to think about the second game, I think it has a real chance to hurt you in the first game. So we're coming out here, Frelick's back there behind the plate, and Rembert and Guevara, Bub, the guys you think would be in there, are absolutely trying to go for a series. And I think there's one way to play the game, one way to handle the series. And if you're doing something different or playing some type of extra form of chess with these guys, I think it gets us all confused. So our only goal is try to come out here in this first game and win a series. And then once that's completed, one way or the other, then you talk about the back end of that doubleheader. But I think you can get, especially managing pitchers, which is one of the biggest impacts coaches have, is managing pitchers. Once that game started in that lineup, it's like practices for the coaches, games for the players. One of the biggest impacts is a pinch hit, some type of defense that you put on, but really managing pitchers are what makes a difference in a game. And if you start making pitching decisions, thinking about a second game, you can run into real challenges.
All right, with that in mind, you get Jackson Sanders on the mound here for game one today. What have you seen from him? Strike throwing obviously gets him this opportunity, but as he gets to ready to make that jump from freshman year to sophomore year.
Yeah, with those 15 appearances last year, we feel like there's 10%, 11% more strikes than last year. We think that is going to make a difference for him. I heard your interviews and communication with Marciano last night, and just at least one for one, that's one guy that's really waving the flag that we're trying to wave and bought in. I think we've got the same from Jackson. Those 10 or 11% more strikes is going to be huge for him today, hopefully, and finding that strike zone. But that was kind of the challenge. Late in the year, we didn't use Jackson as much, and he's been working for the last 8 months or whatever to get back and has earned this opportunity. He's not given this opportunity. He'll have a plate umpire, Nathan Huber, today that, they have scouting reports too, an identity of an umpire. And he likes to call the left-handed breaking ball to that third base side of the plate. Something to look for early for our fans. Not crazy about the low ball, and Jackson's a sinker ball pitcher, so that's a little bit of a challenge for us. And he don't like the right-handed changeup as much. So we'll see if some of that stuff sets, true to his identity as an umpire as well. Chase Fralick's got to do a good job in warm-ups of talking about, hey, this is a good lefty, this is a sinker ball, hang with us with the fastball at the bottom of the zone, because that's who he is. So a little trick of the trade, one of our teaches today is for our catcher to communicate in those 8 warm-up pitches that we're going to knock the bottom out of the strike zone with fastballs, and to be there and call that for strike and work hard for us. So try to plant one little seed to get this thing going for Jackson today.
All right, offensively and defensively as well, a couple of differences from last night. You said you got 13 or 14 guys that have earned the opportunity to be out there. Farber at short moves Guevara to third. Bristol Carter in the starting lineup. He finished the game last night. What do those guys in there give you, either offensively or defensively?
Yep, Farber's been coming on the last couple of weeks. We actually took him out the last 2 weeks of fall. So he's been built up. Looks like he's 100%. Definitely want to see him. He's a switch hitter. The headsy player, he's kind of the professor, the other coach on the field. The gamesmanship, it's like a 2-hole hitter. So he'd be a 2-category hitter for me, meaning that he can do skills. It's not just stand there and try to bang. We were feeble in that attempt for most of the night last night. So you feel like that the headsiness, the gamesmanship of Farber plays, but want to see him play defense, because when Guevara's at third, I feel like he's the best third baseman in America. So let's take a look at that. We were committed to that, and this is almost like scripting plays. We scripted who we wanted to play this first series, and then just off the heels of last night, Bristol grabbing the start in center field, because kind of along the same lines, you got a couple of guys that can really put down a bunt or hit behind a runner or slash or do some things to create offense. We didn't do that enough last night. And the punch outs, we got to have better at bats. We got to put the ball in play. They did make 4 errors or mishandled a few balls. They haven't been outside as much. Anybody up north is going through those challenges, and we did not play enough offense to make them have to handle the ball more consistently. I'm thinking putting those 2 guys in there will absolutely help us to be able to do that in this first game.
Thank you, as always, for the visit. Look forward to being at the ballpark here for this day, and we'll look forward to catching up again after game 2 today. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
When game day hits, you want to be right where it matters. Close to campus, close to the action, and close to your college student. At the Residences at Arbor Lake, you get the perfect space to cheer, visit, and make every trip feel like a homecoming. Offering easy access to campus and a relaxing getaway whenever you visit. Call 334-521-7290 for more information about the Residences at Arbor Lake, a 55-plus apartment community. Score comfort, score convenience, score your home court at the Residences at Arbor Lake.
Journeyman Electricians. Are you happy where you're working right now, or are you just putting in the time? If you're ready for something better with steady work, real benefits, and a company that values your skills, ACCS and Plumbing is now hiring a Journeyman Electrician. Earn $23 to $40 an hour, depending on experience, plus Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance, paid holidays, 401k, and a paid vacation after just 90 days. This isn't just another job. It's a chance to build a long-term career with a growing company that respects your trade. Visit accsauburn.com for more information.
Looking for a street legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Oplaca Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery. Carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
We're counting it down to first pitch. Time for the Yellowwood starting lineups, presented by Great Southern Wood, makers of Yellowwood pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
All right, we'll start with Youngstown State. Trevor Sharpie's club 0-1 after last night's game. Center fielder Kendall Spencer is back at the top of the lineup. Braden Carragher in right field hits second. Luke Rossi bats and plays third. The cleanup man is Brady Shannon. He is the left fielder. Batting fifth, the DH, Teddy Ruffner. Hitting sixth, the shortstop, Garrett Cutting. Nathan Beckley gets the start at first base today. He'll bat seventh. Caleb Hadley back behind the plate hitting eighth. And Misael Yuripero, the second baseman, rounds out the order. Again, for the Penguins, it's Spencer, Carragher, Rossi, Shannon, Ruffner, Cutting, Beckley, Hadley, and Yuripero. Now for your Auburn Tigers, Butch Thompson's club 1-0 after the 2-1 win last night. A couple of different names in there as we discussed with Coach Thompson in the last segment. Chris Rembert at second base back in the leadoff spot. Bub Terrell starts in left field and bats second. Eric Guevara is back at third base. He's batting third. The cleanup hitter is the catcher, Chase Freilich. Hitting fifth and starting in right field, it's Cade Ballou. Ethan Bingaman starts at first base again. He'll hit sixth today. Logan Gregorio, the designated hitter, bats seventh. And then Bristol Carter gets the first start of the season in center field. He will hit eighth. Rounding out the order, the Auburn debut of Ryan Farber. He is the shortstop. Again for the Tigers, Rembert, Terrell, Guevara, Freilich, Ballou, Bingaman, Gregorio, Carter, and Farber. We are zeroing in on first pitch. It comes your way after one final pregame timeout. Game one of today's Twin Bill. After this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Stay warm, dry, and ready this hunting season with premium gear from Winter Timber Outdoors. Suit up with the latest Sitka apparel, light and crispy boots, and premium dive bomb waders built for the toughest of hunts. And don't forget the feed. Grab triple clean deer corn, just $8.99 for a 50-pound bag. From the woods to the water, we've got everything you need to elevate your adventure. Winter Timber Outdoors, Auburn Opelika's premier hunting and shooting retailer.
You know Max Credit Union for checking accounts, auto loans, mortgages, and great rates. But here's something you might not know. Max also offers insurance services, home, auto, life, and more, from the same people you already trust with your finances. Now here with the insurance expertise you need and the coverage you deserve. Get your quote now at mymax.com/insurance. Federally insured by NCUA. Certain restrictions apply. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 410580.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. Coming up on Tuesday's show, we'll talk with Andy Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, plus Jake Crane in hour number 2. Don't miss it. It's The Drive on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
ESPN 1067, WGZZ HD3 Waverly, and W294AR Auburn Opelika.
Welcome back to Plainsman Park. Auburn is taking the field in the home white jerseys, white pants, blue numerals, letters, orange trim, navy blue caps with the Auburn logo. It is a picture-perfect day for baseball. The first pitch weather forecast is presented by Jackson Services. When your comfort quits, Jackson Services shows up. Heating, air, and plumbing done right the first time. Family owned since 1973. Call Jackson Services today. Feel the difference. Jackson Services, delivering comfort, creating trust. Well, the sun is shining. You got a few high white clouds, 67 degrees, and temperatures going to remain throughout the 60s most of the day. I mean, even by the end of game 2 tonight, we'll only be in the high 50s. So before the rain comes in and the storms come in tomorrow, it's going to be a really nice day today. Let's set that Auburn defense. Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center, Kate Ballou in right field. Eric Guevara is at third, Ryan Farber at short, Chris Rembert at second, Ethan Bingaman at first, Chase Freilich behind the plate, and Jackson Sanders makes his season debut. Sanders used in relief last year, 15 appearances, 17 innings pitched, a record of 1-1 and a 5.29 earned run average. 20 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned. He walked 13, struck out 10, and opposition hit .303 against Jackson Sanders. From Opelika, 6'3", 212, sophomore out of Valley High School, and now the big left-hander set to make his first start. And Jason, we heard Butch Thompson say pregame, about an 11% higher strike rate. It is all about who throws the most strikes here at the start of the season.
Yeah, and that's a key for Jackson Sanders. That's kind of been his MO. Struggled a little bit last year in terms of consistency in finding the strike zone. Bigger, more physical now. I talked to him the other day and just said, hey, you're good enough. You don't have to do too much. That's the thing for Jackson. Don't try to do too much today. Let your stuff speak for itself, because the guy was the number 1 player in the country when he was a freshman and sophomore in high school. All the tools. Just trust your stuff, throw strikes, get ahead. That's the name of the game for Jackson Sanders today.
You've watched this staff, Jason. It's a staff that's been together a good long time. Butch Thompson has put so many guys into Major League, or helped so many guys get to Major League Baseball. Everett Tieford now in his 3rd year with his staff. The transition from going from first year, get acclimated in the program, reliever, to now you're starting on opening weekend.
Yeah. No, it's almost reminds me of Auburn basketball last year. You have guys 2nd year in a program.
All right, first pitch of the ball game. Misses a little bit outside to Kendall Spencer. 1 ball, no strikes. 2:02 our time at first pitch. Wind in the delivery. Swung on and missed.
Early change there from Jackson Sanders. A really good pitch. And so I think for him, throw multiple pitches for strikes. You do that, you're going to have a good day.
The 1-1 is flied toward right, but right at Cade Ballou, who puts it away.
Yeah, just enough on the hands there that he couldn't get the barrel on it. Easy play. Cade Ballou, maybe 4 or 5 steps. That was all he had to move.
And so that'll bring Braden Carragher to the plate.
I think that's the other part, Brad, too. When you get to this level, you realize you're not going to strike out 15 every night.
Yeah.
You got to pitch to contact, let your defense work, and if you can have a 7-8 pitch inning, then that lengthens you for the rest of the game.
Right-handed hitting Carragher, 0 for 3 last night. First pitch to him is a strike, 0-1. Nathan Huber calling the balls and strikes. Adam Clark is at first base. Manny Gonzalez, the second base umpire. Chuck Pack is at third. He was the home plate ump last night. And the 0-1. Missed a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good pitch, though, because you got to establish both sides of the plate. So he came in, missed a little bit in, but that's a good mindset early on in the game.
A ball and a strike just underway. Game 1 of the doubleheader. The pitch is swung on and missed. 85. And Sanders out in front, a ball and 2 strikes.
And another part of him, like you don't have to throw 95, especially as a lefty. We saw that last night. Location, movement, and being in around the strike zone.
Variety. Yeah, strikes for sure. 1-2 pitch, swung and missed. He got him. 91. He did speed him up with 91 on the fastball outer half. Carragher chased. Second strikeout of Carragher this weekend. He's now 0 for 4 on the weekend. And 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the first.
Yeah, good pitches so far. Good location in there. Almost felt like a little bit of a cut. That ball had a little bit of sink, as Butch talked about. His fastball does, and that ball just below the barrel of the bat.
Here's Luke Rossi. Tough night at the plate for Rossi, the third baseman. Good power last year. First pitch to him, missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. He is going after the inside corner against these righties.
He has established that side of the plate early on.
Oh for 4, 4 punch-outs for Rossi last night. There's a strike, 1-1. He was 4 of the 17 for the Auburn trio last night. Marciano, 12 in 5 innings. Whalen came on, pitched 3, and then first the pitch popped up. Right side, foul territory. Bingaman gives it a look, but that's over into the Plainsman patio. It's the second strike on Rossi, 1-2 the count. Garrett Brewer came on, tight spot, second and third, nobody out.
Man, really impressive.
And just mowed him down. Stranded the tying and go-ahead runs in the top of the 9th inning last night to get that first win of the year. 1-2 from Sanders.
Good pitch right
Just a little bit low with the fastball, and now it's 2-2. And Butch Thompson talked about that in the pregame visit. This umpire, Nathan Huber, doesn't favor the low strike call as much as some. And there you saw him try to establish, get right there around the knees. He didn't get the call. Here comes the 2-2. Little tapper, left side foul. Just got it off the end of the bat, right over the top of it. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, staying ahead, staying in the strike zone. Make them swing the bat. That's goal number 1, and so far so well.
Rossi out of the JUCO ranks, his first year in this Youngstown State program. Penguins wearing the gray jerseys, gray pants, red numerals, red Y on the front of the jersey. And those cardinal red batting helmets.
I just think for me, formative years for me, Youngstown State was the first 1AA power in football that I thought about. You know, you had a lot of them, but that's what they were known for.
2-2. Swung on and missed. He got him.
Great change there to finish it off, and really good start to the day for Jackson Sanders.
3 up, 3 down go the Penguins in the top of the first. Auburn bats for the first time today when we come back to Plainsman Park.
When hiring an attorney, experience matters. I am Deborah Mitchell, a registered nurse and an attorney. At Grossman Law Firm, we have over 40 years of combined experience in the medical and legal fields, helping those get Social Security disability benefits. For over 20 years, my staff and I have helped thousands of claimants get the benefits they deserve. Give us a call today for a free consultation and let us help you.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services performed by this attorney are better than those performed by other attorneys.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
Youngstown State went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. It'll be Rembert, Terrell, and Guevara against Jack Messmore, a transfer from New Mexico on the hill, a right-hander for Youngstown State. We'll tell you more about him after we set the defense. Brady Shannon in left, Kendall Spencer in center, Braden Carragher is the right fielder. Along the infield, it's Luke Rossi at third, Garrett Cutting at short, Misael Uripero at second, Nathan Beckley gets to start at first base, Caleb Hadley, the catcher, and Jack Messmore at New Mexico, 11 appearances all in relief for the Lobos, was 0-1, 18 innings, 11 strikeouts. He's 6'1", 215, a junior originally from Niceville, Florida. And his senior season of baseball played in Youngstown, Ohio. Right-hander will get Rembert, Terrell, and Guevara. Auburn put together 5 hits in the game last night. 3 of them coming in the final 3-4 innings of the game. Once they got the starter, Gebhardt, who did a really nice job, a 6'2 lefty. Got the Tigers in between swings. Rembert gets up there first and bunts it left side, and it is a beauty. Rossi hopes it'll go foul.
Oh, and
it's on the line, and it did go foul.
I don't know how. That was a fantastic bunt.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, they had no other play.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they could do.
He was over there blowing on it, I think, trying to get it to go over the line.
Just enough of a spin to carry it just off the grass. And once that happened, it was able to trickle across the line.
Yep, sure did. Well, this is a Youngstown State team that made 4 errors last night. And so I think you may see a little more.
Make them, put the ball in play, make them make plays. He's still behind the bag now. He's moved, cheated up a couple of steps.
Remember, really good swings last night, 1 for 3, and he lines one into right center.
That's down.
Long run for Spencer. It's the right fielder, Carragher, who will cut in front of him and make the catch. Got it in on the hands enough to take away some of the pop, and it held up for Carragher, 1 away.
Yeah, I thought off the bat it was going to be able to fall, but you're right. It had a little bit of a lift to it and carried a little bit too much.
So here's Bub Terrell. Bub looking for his first hit of the season. First pitch is inside for ball 1. Bub 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts. Last year, 61 hits, 17 doubles in his freshman campaign. Pitch. Took something off and missed a little high. 2 balls, no strikes.
His last swing last night was about as good as you can have. You hit that ball about as hard as you can hit one right to the fence in right field.
(2-0). He squares to bunt, does not offer at it, takes a strike.
That's the other thing. Rembert's not a real patient guy because he's going to swing at strikes. That's what he does. They didn't work a lot of counts last night. See if they do a little bit more of that today.
Here's the 2-1 that missed inside, 3 balls and a strike. Only got the leadoff man on twice in 8 innings last night, and here they don't get the leadoff man on. That's been a focus for the team this year. And in one of the 2 innings that they did get the leadoff man on, they came around to score. 3-1. Terrell takes strike 2 low.
Yeah, that's the pitch that wasn't a strike just a few minutes ago.
And very early, Nathan Huber starts to hear it from the fans and maybe from the Auburn dugout too. Now the count is full to Terrell. Deep in the batter's box. Big left-handed sophomore delivers. Fouled back. Count stays full. Eric Guevara waits on deck.
That's one where probably a shade inside, but at full count right there, you need to be swinging, and Bub was.
Beautiful day. Lots of sunshine. Not quite a capacity crowd as you would imagine with the change in schedule today. Payoff pitch. Ground ball, base hit through the whole left side. Went the other way on 3-2, and that'll make Gabe Gross really happy in that Auburn dugout. So the first hit of the season for Terrell, an opposite field single with 2 strikes. He's got his 62nd career hit in an Auburn uniform, and it brings Eric Guevara to the plate with 1 out.
Yeah, that's Bub, kind of like Ike Irish, other lefties. When they're swinging the bat really well, then they're able to use the other side of the field, and that was a really good at-bat by Bub. And let's see what kind of move this is. A short, compact guy. See what kind of time he has to the plate.
First pitch, an off-speed delivery at the belt for a strike to Guevara. 0-1.
I think Eric thought that was a little bit up.
Yes, he did. Guevara, the only multi-hit night last night. 0-1. Off-speed and flied to left. Shannon waits for it to come down. Wind pushes it in a little bit. Had a little backspin on it, too, as Guevara got under it. So he had to hurry up there at the end. But Shannon makes the catch in shallow left for the out. 2 down.
He knew the pitch, sat on the pitch, and just missed it because he threw back-to-back breaking balls, and that was one that hung up in the zone, and he just missed out sending one out of here.
Here's Chase Freilich. Freilich, 1 for 3, got on base a couple of times, a single and a walk. His at bat with Guevara at second in the 8th scored what was ultimately the winning run in the ball game. First pitch to Freilich here, off speed, outside, 1-0.
This situation where against the SEC teams, even with a runner on first, you would see the second baseman played more to the hole in right field and not giving up so much room on the right side. Youngstown State not doing that to Freilich.
1-0. Pulled it through the hole, right side, right where Jason pointed out that they weren't. And Freilich has his second hit of the weekend, a solid single to right. He's pulled both of his base hits.
That's his zone. Yep. And he's a guy that will go the other way. And he normally does that with 2 strikes, though. Pulling the ball there. He's a guy that hits the ball on the ground, and that's exactly where he went.
All right, if you tell us what Cade's going to do in his first swing here, it's some clairvoyance going on.
Last year it would have been to get hit by a pitch, but hopefully he can hit a pitch instead of get hit by a pitch.
He's been hit 34 times in his career.
He's thrown breaking ball to right-handers. He's been more fastball heavy here, and see if Cade can find a fastball here, something to drive.
First and second, 2 outs. Ballou 1 for 2 with a walk last night. First pitch to him. Fly ball right field. He got under it. Carragher sits and waits in right. Now in 2 steps, he makes the catch. Ballou aggressive on the first pitch. And he flies out to right field, and the inning is over. 3 fly ball outs for the Tigers in the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. We've played an inning, scoreless from Plainsman Park.
At Affordable Comfort Cooling Systems and Plumbing, we believe our work is more than just AC and plumbing repairs. It's about serving people with integrity and care. As a Christian-owned company, we take Colossians 3:23 to heart. Whatever you do, work at it all with your heart as working for the Lord, not for men. That's why at ACCS and Plumbing, we do the job right the first time and always stand behind our work. As a proud Ream dealer, we're committed to offering top-quality products and faith-driven values. Give us a call today or visit accsauburn.com to learn more. That's accsauburn.com.
Alabama license number 12084.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. We'll talk with the experts, and we'll take your calls, too. Coming up on Thursday's show, we'll talk with Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer, plus David Pascal in hour number 2. It's The Drive on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
Back at Plainsman Park with Jason Caldwell, I'm Brad Law. Thanks very much for making us a part of your day on ESPN 1067 in the Auburn-Opelika area. And we always encourage you to tune in to your local affiliate and thank your local radio station for carrying Auburn baseball. Something about baseball on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, obviously, I'm biased.
Yes.
But something about baseball on the radio.
Even here.
Yeah.
Even here at the game.
That's right. So, there are a couple of other ways to listen. Scoreless, by the way, as we go to the second inning. You can listen on the Auburn Athletics app. You can watch this game and most games this year. You can watch the In the Booth feed on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel. We will not have that for the second game today because they'll have it for basketball tonight. They'll have the courtside cam tonight from Fayetteville. Brady Shannon, solo homer last night, got the scoring started. He swings at the first pitch here in the second, lifts it to shallow right. And Ballou battles a little bit of wind, dances to the line, and now back toward the field and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, swirling a little bit, but the flag is barely moving. But early on, we're here, it looked like it was blowing out to left. But it's kind of swirled a little bit and moving the ball towards right field some.
So here's Teddy Ruffner, 0 for 3 for the DH. Redshirt senior, right-handed batter. A walk and a couple of strikeouts last night. Everybody in the lineup had at least 1 strikeout. First pitch strike from Sanders here. Got it in on the knee, on the inside corner at the knees at 84.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a cutter kind of pitch that Jackson's throwing now.
0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Back-to-back 84-mile-an-hour pitches, very, very much the same, and got him swinging over the top of it. Let's see if he goes fastball up here or if he goes down even more. You got 2 options.
Sanders ready to go. 0-2 pitch. Got him.
Same pitch.
Swinging. That's the 3rd strikeout for Sanders. He makes quick work of Ruffner. 2 up, 2 down in the 2nd. And Garrett Cutting, the batter, the shortstop, 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the opener.
See if Youngstown State tries to take a page out of Chris Rembert's book here. Hadn't had anything. Yeah. Everybody's playing back deep. Try to lay one down here and see if you can get something started.
With a guy throwing strikes, swings at the first pitch, grounds it foul past 3rd. 0-1.
Oh, not a good effort. By the third base coach for Youngstown State.
That's Will Maddox down there.
Well, it's not his finest performance.
He's in his 2nd year. He came with Coach Sharpie. 0-1. Ooh, didn't get the inside corner on the fastball. 1-1 to Cutting. Nobody on base, 2 outs, top of the 2nd pitch. Fouled again to the left side. He's out in front. Way early.
That pitch, whether it's a cutter, a hard change, hard sinker, whatever it is, around that 84, 85 mile an hour mark has been able to get underneath the bats of Youngstown State to this point.
Now it's a ball and 2 strikes. Sanders ready, plants and fires. And it's line past a diving Farber at short and into left center field. First base hit of the game for the Penguins. A 2-out single for Cutting.
The difference on that pitch, that caught more of the plate. That was more center out versus center in, and he was able to get the barrel on it instead.
And it was up a little more too. Well, not much more.
Just it had more of the plate, and he was able to get his barrel on it that time.
We're in the 2nd inning. The 2nd inning is presented by Auburn Bank, champions of you. 2 outs, 1 on. No score. Top of the 2nd. First of 2. Nathan Beckley. Throw to first. Tag applied. He's off the bag. He's out. Oh, he stumbled back on the bag. Cutting.
There's no argument either.
No, went back in standing and then just sort of stumbled off the base. And Bingaman, the freshman, right there with the glove. Oh, what a bad break for Youngstown State.
Yeah, he's on the green bag. You got to be on the white bag. And he was on the green bag instead, and that does not work other than running through first base.
No argument from Youngstown State. It's the 3rd out of the inning. Pickoff for Sanders, and out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score between Auburn and Youngstown State.
When game day hits, you want to be right where it matters. Close to campus, close to the action, and close to your college student. At the residences at Arbor Lake, you get the perfect space to cheer, visit, and make every trip feel like a homecoming. Offering easy access to campus and a relaxing getaway whenever you visit. Call 334-521-7290 for more information about the residences at Arbor Lake, a 55-plus apartment community. Score comfort, score convenience, score your home court at the residences at Arbor Lake.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
This broadcast of Auburn baseball is brought to you in part by Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon system. You don't have to live with termites.
Bingaman, Gregorio, and Carter, the first 3 due up here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No score between Auburn and Youngstown State. Tigers have 2 hits. Penguins have 1. And the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Bingaman kind of see if he can find his comfort zone a little bit. Really good breaking ball to start him off.
First pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Bingham an 0 for 3 with a run scored.
Been a guy that swung the bat about as well as anybody has in this month leading up to the first game.
And now time called. Did that?
The
headgear.
Yes, had to fix the communication issues.
Yeah. Bingham and the freshman. Perfect game. Rated him a top 70 freshman in America. Came in at number 69. First pitch. Breaking ball. He did not go. Checked his swing. They appealed down to Adam Clark. Youngstown State was convinced he did go.
Sonny Galloway helped. I mean, not Sonny Galloway. I just went. That was really off. Sonny DeShera helped make that call. I may just leave now.
If it was the ninth inning of the second game, I'd
try to see myself out.
1-1 pitch. In there for a strike, 1-2.
He's done a pretty good job against the right-handers of being able to throw breaking ball, and then he came out with a fastball there.
Now here's the 1-2 from Messmore. Bounce to short. Back is cutting. Throws. Got it in time for the out. 1 away.
Yeah. Logan Gregorio coming up, a guy that transfers in, was probably him and Todd Clay were probably the two best hitters for Auburn in the fall. He's still swinging the bat well, but big, strong, physical guy, catcher, could play the outfield spots, but lefty-righty matchup here. They got the mostly shift on him.
First pitch to Gregorio, down and in, ball 1.
Yeah, Logan is a guy that swung it hot in the fall for sure, and see if he can. He's a guy I think once he kind of gets into a little bit of a rhythm, could really get hot for this team.
Play him to pull in the infield and pretty deep, respecting the power. Takes a big cut, misses at a slider, diving down and in.
Yes, I mean, 1-0 slider, that's a really good pitch because you're expecting fastball there, expecting a guy to try to get ahead or get back to even, and he threw a pitch out of the zone, but you helped him out.
Outfield deep as well. Center fielder Spencer several steps back. There's a breaking ball, drops in. It's all off-speed stuff here to Gregorio.
And for him, if it's fastball, you just battle, but you gotta be sitting breaking ball here and protecting everything else.
Looking for his first hit as a Tiger. 1-2 pitch. Down and away, 2-2.
Yeah, change there, way out of the zone. So let's see if he comes back to the breaking ball again.
Still no fastballs. Yeah, you'd be looking back foot slider after a setup like that.
See if he can leave one over the plate here, make him pay.
Line by Messmore in the pitch. Back foot slider. He was early, and he fouls it off to the right. Never got to the back foot.
No, I mean, he's been 90, 91, so not a guy that will really throw it by you. He's got a good fastball, but I still think you can wait on the breaking ball here and adjust everything else.
So we'll try it again. Nobody on, 1 out. Bottom of the second, no score. Game 1 of 2. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, through the change. He's got 3 pitches that he's throwing for strikes right now, and that makes it difficult.
First strikeout for Messmore. And Gregorio heads back to the Auburn dugout. And Bristol Carter will try to start a 2-out rally. Let's see if he tries to put a bunt down here to get on base. Rossi at third. Comes in almost even with the bag. Bristol can push one up the right side as well as he can the left side. And he shows bunt, and he pulls back, and he takes a fastball high for ball 1.
You get it past the pitcher right here. It doesn't matter how hard you bunt it.
Yeah.
If you bunt the ball past the pitcher to the right side, it's a base hit.
Yep.
I mean, no question. So get it on the ground past him.
Second baseman is directly behind the bag at second. Pitch high, 2-0. Ryan Farber waits on deck.
See if he's missed fastball. It feels like he throws his breaking ball for a strike better than he does his fastball.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a 2-0 breaking ball here just because, hey, get me over breaking ball.
Here's the wind in the delivery. And he gets a called strike on the breaking ball.
I think it was low, though.
I do
it gave him a little bit of a –
yeah.
But that's what it was. I think that's his pitch to throw strikes is that breaking ball. May do it again.
Now a full shift for the infield. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball lined into right, and the right fielder comes on and makes a diving catch. Oh, I thought that was trouble off the bat, but Carragher, to his credit, got a good jump on the ball, came in and made a rolling catch out in right field, and the inning is over. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers in the second. Through 2, still no score at Plainsman Park.
Shop RV Roadway's live inventory now. Fresh arrivals, ready to go, priced to move. Get real show pricing and weekly specials on new and used RVs at both Alabama RV Roadway locations in Calera and in Opelika. Shop live online now at rvroadway.com. Take life on the road with RV Roadway, where we sell RVs for less.
What's going on, everybody? Jacob Goins here, host of On the Line on ESPN 1067. It's the show that tells you like it is and holds nothing back, and you better believe that I mean it. When we're talking about Auburn athletics plus the biggest sports topics in the country, give me a call 2 to 4 p.m. each weekday to be on the line and tell me what you have to say about the hottest topics in sports. That's On the Line from 2 to 4 p.m. here on the Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 1067.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
All right, we go to the third inning. No score between Auburn and Youngstown State. Beckley, Hadley, Uripero, the bottom third of the order, due up. Beckley had just stepped into the batter's box when the throw over to first. Caught cutting off the bag. And so he'll be first up here in the third inning. Jackson Sanders, 21 pitches, 16 strikes. And that's in line with what guys do to earn opportunities on opening weekend. Last couple of seasons, Coach Thompson and the crew have measured their starters by the number of strikes thrown in spring practice. First pitch. Misses low and away to Beckley. 1 ball, no strikes. So that just the 6th out of the strike zone for Sanders. Lefty on lefty, the 1-0. And that is lined toward right. Ballou barely has to move in just a couple of short steps, a little jog to make the catch for the first out.
3 innings, 3 first outs.
Yep.
Within 10 feet of Cade Ballou.
And just as much as getting the leadoff man on base is important offensively, getting out number 1. And that's something Jake Marciano talked about last night after his Auburn debut. Get the first out of the inning.
That's it. It's such a difference.
Here's Hadley, the catcher. He's a native Ohioan. Pitch.
Really good pitch.
Called strike. On the upper and outer
correct
part of the strike zone, he got the call, 0-1.
If you can get there, stay there. Chris Rembert might need to move a couple of steps to his left, because that's going to be off the end of the bat if you can stay out there.
0-1 pitch, swung and missed. He did stay on that outer half, and he got the fastball, swung on and missed, 0-2. And now you could have Hadley in between swings here.
I like that pitch because, again, it feels like they're swinging over the top of that when you can get that down and away movement against the right-hander.
0-2 delivery. Didn't get the call on the inside corner with a fastball. Tried to come back in after strike 2 outside. Now it's 1-2 to Hadley.
That looks like a pitch to set the next one up.
Yeah.
Down and in, get your eyesight there, and then you go back away this pitch and try to get him swinging over the top.
Here's the 1-2 offering. Called strike 3. Fastball inside corner.
And it looked almost like the same pitch. He's like, well, if you throw it there twice, I'm going to give it to you the second time. And he did.
I love the chess match there because don't you know Hadley, as a catcher, he's probably thinking too, all right, that was a setup pitch. He's looking away.
Yeah.
He's looking away, and Sanders comes back inside to get the third strike. All right, 2 up, 2 down in the third. Number 9 hitter in the order. Misael Uripero. He got the first hit of the game last night for Youngstown State. First pitch, a strike. Fastball, inner half, 0-1.
Yeah, went the other way with it last night. And you look, and Guevara's way off the line at third base to give him a little bit of room.
0-1 pitch. Didn't get the low strike call there, 1-1.
That's something that Chase Freilic's been working on a lot, though, is framing pitches. After Coastal Carolina last year,
yeah,
you're looking how much different that can make. And Chase did a great job of bringing that pitch up and giving him at least something to think about.
1-1, swung on and missed. 92 on that fastball.
Getting a little loose here. Starting to get a little bit more run on that fastball now.
All right, 1 strike away from the end of the inning. Here's the pitch. Nope, missed low and away with a changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one wasn't particularly close. And now here comes the crowd with 2 strikes. I'll tell you, thinking about it, looking around a little more, it's a good crowd given the change in the schedule.
Probably 2/3 full right now.
Here's the 2-2. Change up, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Oh, what an inning for Jackson Sanders. Give him 5 strikeouts the first time through the order. 3 up, 3 down go the Penguins in the 3rd. No score, bottom of the 3rd coming up next.
Have you heard? If you live, work, worship, or attend school in Lee County, you're eligible to join the Max Credit Union family. With branches in both Auburn and Opelika, Max is here to serve you. A full-service credit union bringing members everything they need, including dividend-earning checking, home loans, business loans, insurance services, financial coaching, and much more. Max Credit Union is proud to serve Lee County. Come see us in Auburn and Opelika, or connect with us at mymax.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 410580.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
This is Auburn Baseball on ESPN 106.7. Auburn Opelika's sports leader.
We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here at Plainsman Park. Auburn and Youngstown State scoreless. Tigers won last night 2-1. Farber, Rembert, Terrell. First 3 due up here in the 3rd. It's the Auburn debut at the plate for Ryan Farber. Switch hitter. He'll hit left against the right-hander Messmore. Played at Texas State his first 2 years. A career .296 hitter, 6 homers, 58 RBIs, and 25 stolen bases in 2 seasons at Texas State.
Yeah, been a guy that's kind of been a staple guy. I think last night was the first game he's missed since his freshman year, because he played every game at Texas State, every game in the Cape.
First pitch to him, he pops up a bunt behind the plate. Catcher's there, makes the catch. Hadley got it. Farber's a guy who's going to battle for at-bats. That'll tick him off.
Yes.
That he popped up that bunt. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 3rd.
Now, you got to time through the order, see if Auburn can settle in and figure out that, hey, he's going to come back to that breaking ball. You're going to see one probably every at-bat. You need to take advantage of it.
First pitch to Rembert, breaking ball, foul it off the end of the bat. Gebhardt last night didn't really show the curve the first time through the order. Second time through, I think he had 7 strikeouts of the 9 guys the second time through the order. And the curve, just the straight 12-6 curve became a big part of that attack.
Yeah, this is almost like, and it's not as good as Austin Hubbard's breaking ball, but this is a guy, like, you feel like if he's got to have a pitch, it's going to be the breaking ball.
Here's the 0-1. Messmore misses inside.
And the change, he hasn't been able to throw in the zone. That was a change, and it's been floating arm side away. See if they're able to kind of hone in on the breaking ball, because he's probably going to get another one.
Off the right side of the rubber, Messmore deals. The 1-1 pitch is popped up and back and out of play.
Fastball there in on the hands, and so a good pitch there from Messmore. See, he's got him set up now. You think about 1-2 count. He's shown breaking ball, changeup, fastball. Catcher setup probably tells you if he's inside, it's going to be another fastball.
The 1-2.
No, breaking ball, but he missed his spot by a mile.
Yep. Bounced on top of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was 75. Was that a breaking ball?
Yeah. The change has been, that was kind of down and away a little bit. The change has kind of floated in on arm side some. So 2-2, protect the plate, try to get something started.
Nobody on, one out, bottom of the third, 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball fouled away, right side. They're just still trying to get the timing down.
Yeah, it's very similar. Like you're used to seeing 92, 93, 94, what you've done. And you've been seeing now this fastball's been up there, but you've seen a lot more 75, 76 mile an hour pitches than they have in the entire preseason.
2-2. Swung on and missed. He tried to stop the swing at the end as that one dove down toward the dirt, but couldn't do it, and Rembert strikes out.
Yeah, change up. It's soft, soft, soft. You might see it one fastball in at bat, but everything they're seeing right now is soft. They got to adjust.
So here's Bub Terrell. Looks like some of those midweek games that you see that gives you problems.
This is exactly what it is. You got to adjust soft right now.
Here's Bub Terrell. Bub with a single through the left side on a 3-2 count back in the first inning. Terrell at the plate with two on, or rather with two out and nobody on. First pitch to him misses low. Ball and no strikes. No score, bottom of the third inning. Third innings presented by the Vance Law Firm. They say dial 3 for me. 334-333-3333. Pitch misses inside to Terrell. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, like I said, has not thrown many fastballs for a strike. Everything he's been able to throw for a strike has been off-speed breaking. And if you're Auburn, you're just going to have to adjust, sit back, and wait on it as long as possible because that's what they're getting. It worked last night as well.
Yep. A lot of room in left center. Terrell flies one to right.
They just cannot wait on it enough.
It is hooking right side. That is foul, out of play. And so it's 2-1 now to the Auburn left fielder.
I would say that 70% of the pitches they've seen so far have been in the 70 range.
Yeah.
Not in the 80s, 90s. They've been in the 70s, and they're going to have to sit back and wait because they're not going to get a bunch of hard stuff.
Yeah. It's it can be tough to make that adjustment.
It is.
Because you're trying to also hedge. At some point, it's going to get sped up again. That psychologically, you want to think that. He fouls this one off to the left side. That one's out of play. That's over into the Yeti yard. Yeti yard, about half, maybe a little more than halfway full.
That'd be the place to be today
It's
because that's
warmer
in the sun.
there.
That would
Yeah.
be nice over there.
You're saying you took a little walk earlier. It probably feels 10 degrees warmer in the sun?
Yeah, I think so easy. And it's not cold in the shade, but
right.
It's cool enough that the sleeves are not bad.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Terrell. The pitch. Inside with a fastball.
So here's the situation. He missed the fastball. It's 3-2. This would normally be a fastball situation. Would not be surprised at all to see changeup, breaking ball here, something off speed.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled away the changeup.
Yep.
And he slowed the bat down enough. He was off balance. I mean, if he hits it straight, it's not going very far. But he was at least able to make contact.
Here's where
fight off another pitch.
You got a ton of room in left center. Wait on it, poke the ball over the shortstop's head, and you got a double.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him with the change. So the off-speed stuff doing a number. That is 7 in a row retired by Messmore. Tigers go in order in the third. Scoreless through 3. Game 1 of the doubleheader between Auburn and Youngstown State.
It's a new year, and at Butcher Paper, we're stepping up our game. Stop by this week to try out something new, like our barbecue grilled cheese with loads of melted cheddar and your choice of meat. Try it with jalapeno cheddar sausage for an added kick. Or try barbecue baked potato stuffed with cheese, butter, sour cream, and a heap of your favorite meat. In a lighter mood, try a snack plate with smaller portions to help fit your diet and budget. And be on the lookout as we add new grab-and-go items and bring back some old favorites. Come see us on Columbus Parkway in Opelika and online at butcherpaperbbq.com.
Hey, this is Jacob Goins from On the Line on ESPN 1067. If you ever miss a part of the show from 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoons with myself and Christian Griffin, you can catch up with the podcast anytime on our station website. Just visit ESPNAU.com and our podcast center or download the Radio Alabama app. Never miss a minute of On the Line on ESPN 1067 with me, Jacob Goins, and Christian Griffin, live 2 to 4 each weekday right here on the Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 1067.
To the 4th inning. This game unfolding a little like last night's game to this point. Offense is trying to find their way. It is a little different when you're out there against somebody else for the first time.
It is, and looks like Youngstown State said, look, soft worked. But we're going to stay soft until they force us to change and do something different.
Conecuh smoked sausage, a fan favorite for tailgating, and you can enjoy a grilled Conecuh sausage dog or premium hot dog at Plainsman Park. Conecuh, family-owned, made in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947. Make Conecuh sausage part of your game day. Got a singles night promotion for Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight at 6. First pitch, swung on and missed. Strike one to Spencer.
Second time through the order here for Youngstown State. See how they adjust now to Jackson Sanders.
0-1 delivery. Misses low, a ball and a strike. I was trying to find a way to tie in the Conecuh smoked sausage and people spending like the daytime part of their Valentine's Day here at the ballpark. I mean, a little romantic lunch with Conecuh. Diving stop at first. Ground ball, Bingaman.
What a
flips to Sanders for the out at first base. Well, immediately, Game 2 of the season, you see the range for the freshman over at first base. Bingaman diving to his right on the ground ball, made the stop, got to his feet, and then made a solid underhand toss to Sanders, who covered the bag. Well played.
Yeah, guy that's really athletic. We could see him on the mound. He could play the outfield. He's worked some at second base, and he's adjusted nicely to playing that spot at first base.
One away. There's a swing and a foul ball, and that one got a piece of Freilich. Ouch.
Yeah, we'll have a little visit here to give him a chance to walk it off some.
Chase took a couple of foul balls off the body last night. And that one hurts. That one stings a little bit. Home plate umpire Nathan Huber goes out to have a chat with Jackson Sanders.
You know, you look at around the league, Brad, and, LSU 2 runs in the 5th against Milwaukee. South Carolina scoreless in the 5th against Northern Kentucky. Sometimes you get some of these matchups where they go, man, the guy just keeps you off balance.
LSU trailed last night 5-1 until the late stages of their game against the Milwaukee starter. There's a strike to Carragher. Nothing in 2 now to Braden Carragher. Carragher 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He struck out a couple of times this weekend, looking for his first hit of the season. 0-2. Grounded foul, just did get a piece of it.
Good pitch there. It's 0-2.
Yep.
You want to throw something close enough, but you don't want to miss too good and throw it over the plate there. As long as it's got some of that sinking action like that, you can get away with one even if it's in the strike zone.
No score, top of the 4th inning. Carragher, the right fielder. Jackson Sanders, a sophomore from Opelika, in his first start, delivers. And it's hit hard on a hop to second. Rembert bobbles, throws, got it.
That's the thing about that one. It was hit so hard that all you had to do was stop it, and he was able to do that.
It was scorched on one bounce. Rembert didn't glove it cleanly. It deflected off of him about 2 feet. And he was able to go recover in time to make the out. Carragher got down the line in a hurry. But Rembert kept his poise and made the play. 2 outs, nobody on in the 4th for Rossi. First pitch, swung on and missed, went after a high outside fastball. Rossi is 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts to start the season.
Jackson has kind of switched his MO a little bit. It's more fastball heavy now than it was earlier. I think his fastball is what he's feeling. He's 91, 92, and it's got some movement to it.
Pitch number 41 from the lefty is bounced to short. Charging, Farber, gloving, and throwing for the out. Quick ground ball inning. 3 ground outs. Coaxed by Sanders in the 4th. Youngstown State goes in order in the 4th through 3.5. Still no score between the Tigers and Penguins.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
No score. Auburn and Youngstown State. Another really good pitchers duel so far. Tigers trying to figure out Jack Messmore, trying to slow the bats down. They've seen very few pitches at 90 or above, especially the last 3 innings after getting 2 hits in the first inning.
Yeah, fire in the arena in Oklahoma right now. I guess they've had to halt the game, but that's a literal fire right there. It's like a concession stand area, something like that.
That's at the basketball game.
It is, yes.
Holy cow. Okay. It's one way to stay warm, I guess.
Yeah. Not the best way.
No. I don't want to make light of that. I shouldn't make light of that.
No, I think
hope everybody's okay.
Yes, I think it's in an area upper concourse, looks like.
Here's Eric Guevara. Fly to left his first time, lines it to right this time. They tried to get it in on the hands, and they just could not do it. He fists it into right field for a base hit.
That's the approach. Hey, if you get a fastball, stay back, take it the other way, but be ready for the slow stuff.
Yeah.
Guevara does a great job of that. Chase Freilich's a guy that does some of those things as well. But, yes, stay back. Make him throw a fastball by 89 miles an hour. That's not going to happen.
Tried to get it up and in. Didn't get it up or in enough. Here's Chase Freilich. Freilich is 2 for 4 on the weekend. He singled to right field in the first. Auburn has the leadoff man on for the first time today. And a big hole on the right side, although the second baseman, Yuri Perro, is over a little more toward right than he was last time. First pitch is a breaking ball in for a strike, and Freilich communicates immediately to the dugout what he saw on that pitch. Gets those arms out. White batting gloves. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and in. 1-1. 45 pitches for Messmore.
Yeah, both pitchers are I mean, heck, we saw last night into the 90s for a starter. Both pitchers are well within range to at least get a couple more innings here.
You can do more of that. Number one, when you're throwing strikes, you're effective. 1-1 pitch. Popped up, left side, out of play. But when it also doesn't feel like February. I mean, when it's 60, when you're in the 60s, and last night even during the game was mid-50s or so until late. Not as much risk involved there.
Yeah, no. Not many folks that are watching from Youngstown State have jackets on.
No.
I talked to somebody last night, said it was 7 degrees when they left.
Yeah, this is tropical.
This is, shorts weather.
1-2 pitch to Freilich. Stayed back on it and fouled it away. Back to the screen, a ball and 2 strikes. Much more squared up swing on a 77-mile-an-hour pitch that was up.
Yeah, this is kind of where Chase, this is where he makes his hay, is 2-strike hitting. Don't try to do too much. Great hand-eye coordination from his tennis background. Put the ball in place somewhere. Normally that winds up being the left side when it's 2 strikes.
Pitch home. Lifted, left side. Again, that'll get out of play. He's in pure protection mode here.
That's what he does. And that's with 2 strikes. That's what you have to do. Now, if somebody makes a mistake, you can make them pay. But those backdoor breaking balls, you're not going to do that. You just got to try to fight them off.
No wind last night. No wind today. Sun has gone behind the clouds. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Waited on that breaking ball at 74 and climbed the ladder to get it.
Yeah, that was one where, look, it's probably not a strike.
Yeah.
But you're like, look, I know I can get a piece of this one somewhere. And it's right there in your wheelhouse. Take a shot. See if he tries to come back and sneak a fastball by him inside. We hadn't seen that.
Guevara at first. Nobody out. Bottom of the 4th. No score. Pitch. Fly to right center field. That's well struck. Long run, Spencer at the track.
Guevara's doubled off.
And Guevara didn't see. He didn't read that at all. He rounded second They throw back to first, and he's doubled up. Boy, Guevara got crossed up somehow there, and he gets doubled up on the play. Freilich hit it well. Spencer was able to track it down, sliding onto the warning track in center field. And Guevara had flown around second. And he was doubled off easily. So now 2 away and nobody on base. Fastball grounded right side by Ballou. Went after the first pitch. First baseman Fields throws to first, and they get him for the third out. So inning started with promise, ends with nothing. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left. We've played 4. Still no score between the Tigers and Penguins.
Looking for a street legal golf cart? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection.
We can catch
in
an
the
ID
state,
on the way
and
back
The
if you want
Auburn
to.
store is right off Opelika Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery, carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
Hello, everybody. This is Bill Cameron from The Drive, reminding you that if you ever miss part of our show weekday afternoons from 4 to 6, you can listen to the podcast. After the show airs, the podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the ESPN 1067 app, or ESPNAU.com in our podcast center. Podcasts of The Drive are presented by Southeastern Industrial Contractors, now hiring for great-paying skilled trade positions.
The Drive on ESPN 1067.
We have played 4. Still looking for the first bit of offense in this game. Tigers with 3 hits, Penguins with 1, but we're scoreless as we go to the 5th. Shannon, Ruffner, and Cutting. First 3 due up. Sanders sat down 5 in a row, gave up a single. Runner was picked off at first. 6 in a row since then sat down by the sophomore.
Yeah, now pitching, we thought coming into this season, look, the offense is going to carry the load. What's the pitching look like? So, yeah, that's it. Hey, Auburn Baseball brought to you in part by Wind Creek Casino, where the action never stops. Hottest games, loosest spins, more ways to win. Wind Creek Casino, find your winning moment.
Here's Brady Shannon. Shannon flied to right his first time, first pitch. Swung on and missed. Hefty swing, nothing in 1. We were talking about that fire at the basketball game in Oklahoma. Yeah, the first thing Auburn fans probably think of when they hear that is the LSU football game in the 90s.
Yes.
Pitch misses low, 1-1 in the old barn. I think about Fayetteville, Arkansas.
That's right. Fireworks, right?
No, 2017, 1-1 pitch. Missed inside, 2 balls and a strike. So Auburn wins its football game at Arkansas convincingly. Blow them out. Big second half. And there were storms coming in. 2-1 pitch. Missed outside. 3-1. That didn't miss by much.
No, it did.
And so ahead of these severe storms, like the team plane went through terrible. The weather was bumpy and it was rough. 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Well, he didn't miss by a lot on any of those, but it's a leadoff walk to Shannon, leadoff man aboard for the first time for the Penguins. First walk issued by Sanders. Anyway, we didn't know. Those of us who were waiting back at the hotel didn't know that the plane had gone that poorly, but
yes,
bumpy ride for sure. But about 3 o'clock in the morning, everyone at the hotel was awakened by the alarm system going off. They had a fire in the utility room. Pitch. Misses low, 1 ball, no strikes. And so everybody had to evacuate the hotel, everybody, in the midst of tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings. And so
Jackson can find the zone again. He's a ground ball guy. Throw a double play here and try to get back on track.
1-0 pitch right through there for a strike, 1-1. Ruffner, I think, was going to take until he saw what just saw a strike. Ruffner struck out in the second inning. A ball and a strike. Throw to first.
I don't know if there's much chance of him running. This situation, maybe though you hit and run, maybe you do something to try to get somebody moving.
Shannon did steal 11 bases last year. It's a team that ran a pretty good bit last year. They had 64 stolen bases as a team. 1-1. Strike two.
Good pitch.
Same pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Scoreless in the top of the 5th.
Execute right here, get one down in the zone and see if you can get him to roll over the top of it.
Here's the 1-2. Fralick sets up inside. Sanders didn't hit the spot, and he didn't get the call.
Maybe a hair outside.
Well,
a good job by Fralick of framing that pitch, but that's been a strike at times.
It hurt him, though, that Chase set up inside and had to reach across to come get it, even though it was close.
It's still 2-2.
Here's the pitch. Grounded foul. Left side, still 2-2. So a runner at first. It is the first base runner since the second inning. We're now in the 5th. Sanders delivers and missed inside.
You got to execute a pitch here, because now is where you start to get somebody moving. I don't know who it'll be, but you go 52 pitches.
Yeah, and he had not been into a 3-ball count at all until this inning.
Yeah, now back-to-back innings.
Yep. So a payoff pitch due Ruffner, the DH. Here it is. Runner goes, swung on and missed. Throw to second.
A little interference here at the plate.
Let's see if they'll call it.
No, they're wanting to know a ball. They're screaming from the dugout here. Oh, pitch clock is what they were yelling, but he didn't see it. You can't go retroactively go pitch clock. You can't. I mean, there's nothing to do.
That's what Trevor Sharpie is arguing, that Sanders, who has been working very quickly all day, he's arguing that the pitch clock wound all. I'll be honest with you, Jason, after about the second inning, I haven't even looked at it.
I didn't pay attention.
Because Sanders is throwing it 5 seconds after he gets the ball. And without runners on base, just hasn't been an issue.
You're not you can't. Well, there's no way to review that. I don't think that's a reviewable thing.
Ruffner swung and missed at the pitch. The throw down to second was to the left of the bag. It wasn't close. And so Shannon takes second. And here comes Everett Teaford out for a chat with Sanders. Runner in scoring position for the first time today for the Penguins. While we have a chance here, let's update the Yellowwood scoreboard. And before we get to some baseball scores, we'll tell you about SEC basketball action today. Florida and Kentucky in a good one in Gainesville. High-scoring game. Well, fairly high-scoring. They're actually closer to half than I realized. A minute to go before halftime. Florida leads Kentucky 43-34. They've got under 8 to go in the first half in Norman. Oklahoma leads Georgia 30-29. And a final from earlier today, Vanderbilt takes down Texas A&M 82-69. Aggies now 7-5 in the SEC.
Yep, I'll do a couple of baseball real quick. Vandy wins 13-3 over Texas Tech. A&M 23-7 over Tennessee Tech. Those are the only 2 finals. Alabama 8-1 over Washington State.
Yeah. Yep. Alabama trying to even that series after Cougars got them last night. There's a fly ball to right center. Cutting gives it a ride, and it falls in right center field. Rounding third is Shannon. He comes around to score. It's an RBI double by Garrett Cutting. His second hit of the game. And it gives Youngstown State a 1-0 lead here in the 5th. Carter tried to fool Youngstown State there by holding the glove up as he was on the run toward right center to track that down, make him think he had a beat on it. But Shannon didn't buy it. So it's 1-0. Cutting went up there and ambushed the first pitch. So the Tigers trail, just as they trailed last night, 1-0 in the middle stages. First pitch, fast strike, inside corner, 0-1.
It's an important time for Jackson Sanders, not even for this game, but for this season, is responding to adversity. Hey, leave it at one, shut the door, do all those things you need to do. That's a big moment for him.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, didn't get it. It was outside, 1-1.
Has not been able to throw the breaking ball for a strike to the lefty, and that's an important pitch for him.
Jet Johnston is in the Auburn bullpen. Starting to loosen, 1-1. There's a strike, inner half.
And Beckley may stand as close to the plate as anybody I've ever seen, other than standing on top of it. That's about as close as you can get. His hands would be across the plate.
Yeah. The 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And his feet are pretty close together, and he's back toward the back.
And he stands straight up.
Yeah.
So his whole body is basically almost over the plate.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second, 1 in for the Penguins here in the 5th. They lead at 1-0. 2-2 pitch. Missed inside.
And that's it. I mean, like he is that close to the plate that it looks like it's inside.
And now another payoff pitch here in the inning. The pitch, grounded right side, gets the runner over. Bingaman fields and gets to the bag himself for the second out. Over to third goes Cutting.
See if we see a move here. Righty. I know you got to get through the order, but see if we let him work out of it. But with Jet throwing, you wonder if a right-hander here, you might see a move, but it doesn't look like anybody's moving.
Well, and you wonder, last inning, Auburn got the leadoff man on base. Have the bats started to adjust a little better? Do you trust your offense to come up with a couple over the back half of this ball game? Here's Hadley. Swung, fouled back, 0-1. And like you said, this is an important moment here. Let's see what Sanders does.
Correct.
For the first time in the game, he's got to slow down a little bit.
Growth moment.
He's not in rhythm like he was in the first 4 innings. Gave up 1 hit through the first 4 innings and then promptly picked him off. So this is the first inning that he's had to pitch with guys on base. 0-1. That's lined into center field. Carter started in, back, now around. He moved the joystick around a few different directions before he hauled it in about a foot off the grass in center. All right, deep breath. 1 run for Youngstown State. They do it on a walk, a stolen base, and 1 hit. No errors, and a man left stranded at third. Halfway home, Tigers trail 1-0. Auburn coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th after you hear this.
Hunting season is here, and Winter Timber Outdoors has everything you need to make it your best one yet. With legendary shotguns and rifles from Benelli, Beretta, Rite, CZ, Winchester, Browning, Ruger, Savage, Fierce, Christensen, and Bergara. Load up on dove and duck shells from Mindra, Rogue, Apex, Rio, and Heavy Shot. Plus, shop a full lineup of duck decoys and accessories from Heyday, Higdon, and Dive Bomb. Don't miss out. Come see us today at Winter Timber Outdoors in Auburn, across from the mall and right next to Walmart Neighborhood Market.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
ESPN 106.7, WGZZ HD3 Waverly, and W294AR Auburn Opelika.
Along with Jason Caldwell, I'm Brad Law from Plainsman Park. Jacob Goins is in our ESPN 106.7 studios. Hey, what, you get Jacob to work this game. That's a big deal.
Absolutely.
It's a big deal to have Jacob in the studio here. We're glad you're with us, however you're tuned in today. ESPN 106.7, the Auburn Athletics app, or watching the In the Booth feed on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel. Auburn basketball coming your way tonight at 7. In the Auburn area, that's on Wings 94.3. It's also on the app, and that'll be available on Courtside Cam on YouTube as well. We will have Game 2 here either at 6 o'clock or 45 minutes after Game 1 ends, whichever is later. So that's the way the timing works out today. In other words, if it's a fast game, they won't bump up the start time of the second game. It'll be 6 o'clock.
Yeah, so 6 o'clock or later.
Or later.
Yeah, not earlier. Yes,
won't start before 6.
Before 6 o'clock. There you go.
First pitch is a breaking ball low to Bingaman.
Yeah, it continues the trend of right-hand breaking ball, right-hand breaking ball.
Auburn trails 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 pitch. Fastball, got the strike call. At the knees, it's 1-1. 5th inning presented by Southern Union. More on that after the 1-1 delivery from Messmore. Pitch number 64.
No. Yeah, he missed his spot.
Low.
He missed his spot. That's the same thing we saw last inning. It might have been a strike had he been set up there, but he was not set up there.
2-1 the count. Move seamlessly to Auburn. Complete a bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently at Southern Union's tuition rates. 2-1. Ground ball to short. Glove there by Cutting. Long throw. Caught knee high over at first by Beckley for the out. So Bingaman grounds out for the second time today, and here's Logan Gregorio. Northern Illinois transfer looking for his first Auburn hit.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations. After last night, you come in, you feel like you start pressing a little bit, and Auburn's still having some good swings, but it feels like they're still maybe pressing a hair right now.
Righty on lefty. The pitch from Messmore bounced up there and away. 1-0.
Only 56 pitches for him, too, as he's pitching here in the bottom of the 5th.
He's had 2 3-ball counts and about a half dozen more 2-ball counts. 1-0. And it's swung and foul tipped onto the plate. 1-1. And that's Auburn's, they've got an aggressive lineup offensively, and they're just not making strong contact on these off-speed pitches.
Yeah, no. And even right there, I mean, that's a 1-0 count, kind of expecting a breaking ball because that's what he's done. And it still felt like your bat was slow because you had to kind of not double hit, but you waited a little bit. Auburn's not loading. They're not loading up on pitches right now other than the double play. And that was on a 2-strike from Fralick. They're not loading on pitches. They're just kind of protecting so much, even in advantage counts.
A ball and a strike. Nobody on, 1 out, bottom of the 5th inning, 1-0 Youngstown State. Trying to even the series. Here's the wind and Messmore's pitch. Fastball for a strike. And maybe the first fastball Gregorio has seen today.
Yeah, he hadn't thrown many to lefties at all. He's thrown a few to right-handers.
The right-hander works off the right side of the rubber, and he works quickly. The 1-2 pitch, swung and missed. Got him with an off-speed pitch down and away. Gregorio down on strikes for the second time. 2 up, 2 down in the 5th, and it's up to Bristol Carter. Auburn wants to put together a 2-out rally here in the 5th. Bristol flied to right field his first time. Third baseman Rossi comes in even with the bag, well off the line. First pitch Carter shows bunt, takes it inside and low.
Your first baseman in a little bit there, but you still got enough room. If you bunt ball past the pitcher here, it's a base hit because you're not going to be able to. He's not going to beat you to the bag.
1-0 pitch off the end of the bat, ground ball left side. Rossi fields it on the grass at third and throws to first for the out. Auburn retired in order. 5 in a row retired by Messmore after the Guevara single. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. Tigers trail 1-0. We head to the 6th after you hear this.
Did you know one of the most advanced screening and diagnostic imaging centers in the country is located right here in our community? Bridgeway Diagnostics is the first in the country to purchase GE low-dose 3D mammography and first in the entire region to bring you 3D breast ultrasound. First to bring you artificial intelligence software looking behind the radiologist to detect irregularities. Ask for Bridgeway for all of your screening and diagnostic needs. Find out more at 2bridgeway.com. That's the number 2, bridgeway.com.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. We'll talk with the experts and we'll take your calls too. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll talk with Brian Matthews from AuburnSports.com. It's The Drive on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
Back to the ballpark for more Auburn baseball.
1-0, Youngstown State. Jackson Sanders back out there to start the 6th. Penguins got a run after a leadoff walk last inning. Shannon walked to start the inning, stole second when Ruffner struck out, and then came around to score on Cutting's RBI double. So here in the 6th, 9-1 and 2 hitters, Yuri Perro, Spencer, and Carragher due up. Whether you're planting a tree or tackling a backyard project, don't risk a penalty. Contact Alabama 811 before you dig to get your underground utilities marked for free. Visit al811.com or call 811. It's free, it's simple, and it's the law. 9-1 and 2 hitters here in the 6th inning. Jackson Sanders, 62 pitches, 42 strikes. So a little more than a 66% strike ratio. Auburn pitchers at 70% strikes last night. Here's a swing and a miss by Yuri Perro. 0-1 the count. Marciano was 77%.
Yeah, getting out of the last inning, really important. Now, can you kind of settle yourself here? This 9-1 and 2.
0-1. Swung on and missed. Kind of a three-quarter swing there by Yuri Perro.
He felt like a breaking ball was coming and threw fastball, and he was not prepared. I had big 0-2 here. Nothing too good.
Here comes the 0-2 to the lefty. Off speed, missed inside and a little up. It's 1-2.
Hasn't been able to throw the breaking ball for a strike, and that was the perfect opportunity to get one in there. Just hung on to it a little bit too much.
Johnston continues to throw in the bullpen, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Yuri Perro down on strikes for the second time. Strikeout number 6 for Sanders in his first start. Strikeout number 7.
Yeah, really good change there on that 1-2 pitch.
K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you are always number 1. 7 strikeouts for Sanders in 5 1/3. Now Kendall Spencer. First pitch to him, missed a little down, 1-0. Spencer's had a couple of looks at Sanders. He's 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out to first. 1-0 delivery. Check swing, pitch was a strike.
Yeah, I thought it was a strike and he swung.
Yeah.
But he did say he swung on that one.
Either way, whatever column you put it in, it's 1-1.
Yes.
With 1 out and nobody on base. 1-1 way outside, 2-1 with a fastball. And another clean inning here from Sanders. 2-1. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2.
That if change, whatever that pitch is, he has a good feel for that right now.
If you could get another clean inning here from Sanders and you get 6 strong from your starter.
Yeah.
Opening weekend.
With 2 to play today.
Yeah, 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Crossed him up. Fastball at the knees. And Spencer down on strikes for the first time today. 8th strikeout for Sanders. 2 down in the 6th. Braden Carragher. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out today. He hit it very hard, but right at Rembert at second his last time up. Here's the wind and the delivery. Ground ball to third. Charging, fielding. Guevara throwing low, picked by Bingaman at first. Nice play on both sides there from corner to corner. And Carragher grounds out to end the inning. So a relatively quick inning there for Jackson Sanders, and he does give Auburn at least 6 here in game 1 of the doubleheader today. 3 up, 3 down go the Penguins. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Still 1-0 Youngstown State.
When game day hits, you want to be right where it matters. Close to campus, close to the action, and close to your college student. At the residences at Arbor Lake, you get the perfect space to cheer, visit, and make every trip feel like a homecoming. Offering easy access to campus and a relaxing getaway whenever you visit. Call 334-521-7290 for more information about the residences at Arbor Lake, a 55-plus apartment community. Score comfort, score convenience, score your home court at the residences at Arbor Lake.
This is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 1067. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk starting with the next round over 11 years. Online, the Jacob Gilliam with 2 ESPN 1067.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
Bottom of the 6th, time to get the offense going. Tigers trail Youngstown State 1-0. It'll be 9-1-2 due up here in the 6th. Farber, who has seen 1 pitch today. He popped up a bunt attempt back in the 3rd inning. This game is moving right along. It felt like that Farber's first at bat was about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, a ton of room on the right side. Both of them very, very deep on the right side. I mean, he tried to bunt the last time, but maybe you do it again.
Third baseman is in on the grass. Pitch. It's a called strike, a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Farber takes a deep breath, takes his time, gets back in the box, and the pitch swung on and missed.
Yeah, swung at ball 1 there, down and in. Helped him out a little bit. And got to go in protection mode here.
Coach Thompson talked about he'll give you a little gamesmanship and Messmore in rhythm. And Farber's trying to break him out of that a little bit, a little extra time before getting in the box. Here's a ground ball, right side. Uripero fields, throws, close, but out. On a slow rolling grounder to second.
And it feels like as the game's gone along, we've seen more of those swings from Auburn than we have. I mean, it's a lot of weak ground balls the last 2 or 3 innings from this Auburn team. And back through again, Chris Rembert to see if he can get something started because it's getting early late for this team offensively. It was 14 innings in.
One ground out the first 3 innings, 4 now in the last 2 1/3.
Yeah.
First pitch down and away, ball 1. Third time through the order, Rembert at the plate. He slid to right and struck out. Nobody on, 1 out, bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Penguins. Pitch high, 2-0.
If you're Rembert here, it's 2-0, but 2-0 is not a fastball count with him. He's thrown you that breaking ball over and over again. See if he does that again because that's been his strike pitch.
Pitch number 67. It is a breaking ball, and it is ball 3. It's what makes this Auburn lineup so tough. Look, the first 2 times through the order, both Youngstown State starters had success. But it's tough to keep this lineup down 3 times through. That pitch is a called strike. It looked low.
He gave him one. He did.
He sure did. And that's against this home plate umpire's tendencies.
All right. 3-1 here. See if it's 3-1 breaking ball. If remember, just sit on a breaking ball here, and if it's fastball, take it.
3-1. Fastball, line drive, center field, base hit.
Again, we've seen fastball, Guevara, the same thing. Going, look, this fastball, I can still handle it.
Yep.
And that's what they've done. See if Bub can do the same thing here.
1 out single for Rembert. His first hit of the game. Now with 1 out, if you're Bub, are you trying to pull it early in the at-bat?
Rembert's a really good runner. Yeah. Let's see if Auburn tries to get something going here and try to create a little havoc on the base pass.
Terrell is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Fourth hit of the game for Auburn. First pitch sails high. Breaking ball that never broke. 1-0.
Oh.
And the
throw it away. They're trying to get the ball out of play, I think, and he wants a new baseball. Again, he seems like this last 5 pitches not nearly as sharp. You're right. You got a lot of room on the right side here. You don't take that away from Bub, but I do think if you're Chris, if you can get a feel here and get something moving, it creates a different pressure.
1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike, 1-1. 71 pitches for Messmore.
Same thing for Bub. They're in double play depth. You got the ground ball gaps on both sides. We've seen Bub go the left side already. Got a lot of room through the infield right here.
1-1 offering to Terrell. Nope, throw to first. Rembert not going. The throw was a soft toss. It short hopped the first baseman. I can't tell if anybody's throwing. They put the extra pad up on that wall last season.
I'm trying to see if I don't see a ball going back and forth right now.
I haven't seen it.
I know they did send some guys down. I see somebody stretching.
Here's the 1-1. There goes Rembert. Pitch is inside. It's a ball. Throw to second is a good throw, and they got Rembert.
Is he hurt?
Let's see if he's okay.
I think he's hurt.
Rembert slow to get up, and here comes Anthony Sanderson, Auburn's lead athletic trainer.
He twists his knee up a little bit.
Yeah, he's limping on the left leg. He's up and walking, but limping on the left leg.
Auburn's going to challenge that to see. I thought he got him on the shoulder going in. Oh, I don't know. That leg got twisted up. I don't think I think his wrist touched him. I don't think the glove ever touched Chris. I think the wrist did.
So you got a couple things we're looking at here as this play is under
that knee was
review.
Really under him. That is not – didn't look good.
The foot caught on the bag as he slid in. The rest of his body slid past the bag, and his knee got bent. Overextended that way as he crossed the bag. So Anthony Sanderson may have been an ankle. That's kind of what they are looking at. And on the replay, I think he gets to the bag before
I think
the glove ever gets it.
I think his wrist touched Chris. I don't think his bag – I don't think the glove ever touched Chris until he was already on the bag.
They've really got it slowed down on the center field.
As I said, his wrist is there.
Board.
He hasn't touched him with the glove yet. See, I don't think he's touched him until now. I think he's safe.
Do you have enough to overturn the call?
Well, if they had enough last night where they never had a view, this should be enough. See, look, he's already on the bag, though. Yeah. That's the thing. I think when you combine it and you look and go, look, his wrist is on him.
Yeah.
But the glove is not on him until he gets in there. Glove's still not on him. Glove's still not on until now. That's it.
And he's on the bag.
He's on the bag.
But is that a view where you can see that he's on the bag? First base camera.
I think when you look at see those two together.
Side by side.
You see he's already on the bag.
Right.
I think that's it because, you can sync them up.
For those who are just listening and you're not watching along too, they've got the video synced on the left center field video board. The camera behind home plate and the camera behind first base. It looks good to us now,
To me, this is more clear than last night where you had a body in between it.
They have taken Rembert off the field, and they've taken him back behind the dugout.
I think if he's ruled safe, we could see Ty Thompson run at second base here.
Yeah, I think Rembert's out of the game in all likelihood, no matter what. He walked off the field, but he was favoring the left lower leg. We'll be able to hear when we have the official ruling. Had 3 replay reviews last night. This is our first today. Here's the difference. Either the tying run is at second with one out.
Yes.
Or the bases are empty with 2 outs.
I guess it looks like it's Brandon McCrane that might be up to run and take his place if.
Well, we're going to get the
call. I think he's going to be safe, but whether or not that is what happens here, we'll find out.
We're going to get the call from
maybe
Nathan Huber.
After review, the runner is out.
I still don't see that one either.
One strike count.
I don't understand that.
Okay. It's different in baseball, too, than football. It's not call upheld or overturned.
No,
they're trying to
making
get the
a call.
call.
I don't understand where they got that one. I really don't.
So insult to injury, bases clear. Here's the pitch to Bub Terrell. There's a swing and a miss, and the count goes full.
Bub got a fastball and wasn't able to connect.
Yep. Full count, 2 outs, nobody on, 1-0 Tigers trail. Pitch. Ground ball,
Good
back
at
up
bat.
the middle, base hit.
Good at bat. There you go. That's a run.
Terrell gets his second hit of the ball game. Both hits have come with 2 strikes. And it would have been, if Rembert had been ruled safe at second, it's an RBI. But as it is, that's why that's such a big call in this game at this point. Brings Eric Guevara to the plate. He's 1 for 2 with a single.
I still think that he is a hanging breaking ball away from giving Auburn a 2-1 lead. He was just missed one early. If he leaves one over the plate, I think he could be a guy that changes this game.
First pitch to Guevara.
That was it.
Strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Terrell at first with a tying run, the pitch. And
Change
tried to
up,
check
he
his
went.
swing, and he went around. He sure did, and it's 0-2. So now the junior third baseman got to protect the plate. In the 6th, 1-0 Youngstown State. Tigers have 5 hits. Penguins have 2, but they've got the 1-0 lead. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the left-handed batter's
That's
box.
where Bub just, he missed an opportunity because even if he makes that play, it's going to be tough to get that one out of the dirt. And when it kicked away, Bub just didn't pull the trigger.
Sonny DeShera over there in his ear from the first base coach's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes after 1 in the dirt. Didn't get far away from Hadley. He just didn't locate it right away. Here's the 1-2 to Guevara. Swing and a
Man,
miss.
that change up.
And the inning is over, and the Penguins are loud. They've got some confidence right now. We've played 6. 1-0. Youngstown State has the lead.
Journeyman Electricians. Are you happy where you're working right now, or are you just putting in the time? If you're ready for something better with steady work, real benefits, and a company that values your skills, ACCS and Plumbing is now hiring a Journeyman Electrician. Earn $23 to $40 an hour, depending on experience, plus Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance, paid holidays, 401k, and a paid vacation after just 90 days. This isn't just another job. It's a chance to build a long-term career with a growing company that respects your trade. Visit accsauburn.com for more information.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. Coming up on Wednesday's show, we'll talk with Jason Caldwell from Auburn Undercover, plus Tiger Takes. Don't miss it. It's The Drive on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com.
This is Auburn Baseball on ESPN 106.7. Auburn Opelika's sports leader.
Well, the day is done for Jackson Sanders. Tigers trail Youngstown State 1-0. Sanders, 6 innings, a run on 2 hits. He was effective, gave up a 2-out single in the 2nd, only walked 1. That was the leadoff batter in the 5th, who did come around to score what is the only run of the game so far. But, Jason, you got to think that start will play for Jackson Sanders.
It will. I mean, you've done what you needed to do on the mound so far. You look at it and go, man, there's no way you could have told me this Auburn team would be struggling to do anything offensively. And now what, 15 innings of baseball, you scored 3 runs. That's the thing right now. And for Jet Johnson and his pitching staff, you've got to go and keep it where it is because you only have 9 outs left.
Sanders, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. He threw 73 pitches, 51 of them for strikes. And Jet Johnston is on, as Jason mentioned, 6 foot, 202-pound junior right-hander out of Knoxville, Tennessee, a transfer from Texas A&M. Last year, he was 4-0 in 11 relief appearances, 11 in the 3rd innings, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 8 walks, 11 strikeouts. Teams hit 177 against him, an earned run average of 4 3/4.
Yep.
Jet Johnston, really good slider.
Yes.
Last year.
He's got, a strong fastball, but it's throwing strikes for him and not getting too much of the plate. Brandon McCrane now at second base for the Tigers to replace Chris Rembert. Veteran guy, redshirt freshman for the Tigers in at second.
So the first pitch to Rossi is lined into left field. Ambushed a first pitch fastball at 93 miles an hour. When they've been aggressive and gone after the first pitch, they've had more success than otherwise. Just the 3rd hit of the day for the Penguins. And 2 of the 3 have come on the first pitch of the at-bat.
That's it. And the Jets a fastball guy.
Yep.
Maybe you need to follow their pattern and say, look, I'm going to throw some off-speed stuff. And that's what Jackson Sanders did very well.
Rossi's first hit of the weekend. He's at first to lead off the inning. Pitch. Breaking ball missed high. 1 ball, no strikes. Brady Shannon, the batter, he walked, stole a base, scored in the 5th. He's also flied out to right field.
Christian Chatterton looks like he's at least getting loose and doing some warm-up stuff in the bullpen.
Throw to first. Tag applied. Close play. Back safely is Rossi. One ball, no strikes, no outs. Top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball lifted into right field. Ballou measures it in a couple steps to his left, makes a catch. 1 away. You have a message, Jason?
I do. Auburn Baseball is brought to you in part by East Alabama Health. With their spacious cancer center, patients can make cancer a distant memory instead of a distant drive. That's why East Alabama Health is Auburn's home field advantage.
First game of a doubleheader today. It's 1-0 Youngstown State. We're in the top of the 7th. Teddy Ruffner, the designated hitter. Throw to first. Sliding back in safely again is Rossi.
And this is that opportunity situation for Jet. It's right-hander, 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 right-hander. This is where he has to be that guy that can come into that situation and get you out of this.
Love a ground ball here. Tigers have not turned a ground ball double play yet this year. Throw to first again, close play, and again, Rossi is back.
Yeah, no, they hadn't hit in. When you don't have neither team has had a lot of guys on base. They just had many opportunities.
Have a lot of chances for double plays. But Jet, with that slider, you could get them to swing over the top. Back on the mound is Johnston, so the pitch clock resets and starts rolling. Pitch to Ruffner. Low, ball 1. Ruffner is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He is 0 for 5 on the weekend with 4 strikeouts. Out of Mass, Pennsylvania. Redshirt senior designated hitter. Here's the delivery.
That's a
slider.
Good pitch. Oh,
just missed a little low.
I don't know where that one missed at all. That was a really good pitch.
2 balls, no strikes.
Well, for Jet here, you got to make a quality pitch here.
Johnston deals. Pass ball, swung and missed. 93, a little bit up. He blew it by him. 2-1. The sunny start to the day has given way. We've now got cloud cover, kind of a smoky haze around the ballpark. Here in the 7th. Another throw to first. Closest play yet. They nearly got him leaning. Rossi. First time on base this weekend. from the junior college transfer. Here's the 2-1 to Ruffner. Swung and missed. Another fastball. Couldn't catch it. It's 2-2. All right. 2 swings and misses for strikes on the fastball. You go right back to it.
Very similar pitches. I think you got to stay up there if you're Jet. That's you've been able to throw it by him a couple of times. I think you stay there above the belt, and he's shown he'll swing at it.
Here's the 2-2. Little dribbler in front of the plate.
Trouble.
Tough play. Fralick fields,
What a
throws
play.
out at first. Bingaman with the extension. Fralick out as quick as he could to get to a little dribbler, a little swinging bunt up the third base line. Fralick got to it, made the throw. Bingaman with the extension and the catch. Second out of the inning. Rossi goes to second.
I need to put a star around that one because
Yeah.
if it's first and second, one out, it could be a very, very different game when you're struggling to score and down 1-0. That's a massive play.
All right, with 2 outs, here's Cutting. He drove in the first run of the game. He's 2 for 2 today. A single and a double. His RBI double in the 5th, the only run of the game for either side. First pitch is high, 1-0.
Yeah, right now, fastball's almost it. You're not able to throw those other pitches for a strike, and got to keep the fastball up in the zone here because that's where he's been effective. But the breaking ball hasn't been there.
Penguins lead 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Johnston to the plate. Swung and missed. Very high fastball, 1-1.
Yeah, and they've shown they'll swing at that pitch. Keep it up there if they'll keep swinging because that's really almost his advantage pitch because he has some good ride on his fastball.
First time this weekend, the wind is starting to whip around out in the outfield, pushing that flag in toward right.
Yeah, and those, K. Ballou needs to be
1-1. Slider grounded softly to short. Glove throw
good play
by Farber in time for the out. So Johnston comes in, leadoff base hit by Rossi, but he gets the next 3. Fly out and a couple of ground outs, and the thread is turned away in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time, 1-0. Youngstown State. Auburn's bats to the plate in the bottom of the 7th after this.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
All right, back at Plainsman Park, time to get the offense going. We've said that for a few innings now.
Yeah, a few days.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, Auburn has come to the plate in 14 innings. They scored 2 runs last night, and they've scored nothing so far today.
Yeah, no.
So,
Fralick, Ballou,
yep, and
Bingaman, Gregorio. This is a good spot right here to do some damage. They're already putting the full shift on Chase Fralick. Hey, he's shown he can bunt.
Sure he can.
You didn't have to be a good one right now.
Or just hit the other way. I mean, he had a lot of opposite field hits.
He does that because he'll wait on the ball.
Sure. Wait for it to get deep. First
There you
pitch
go.
lined into left field, down for a base hit.
So good.
Chase Fralick with his second hit of the game. Good start to the 7th. On demand.
Well, that's it. His hands are so good. Not trying to do too much. Look, hey, they're going to give me the left side. I'll take the left side.
Yep. And that one had a little more lift to it.
It
I
did.
mean, just a line drive single to left.
That's it. Don't try to do too much.
So he's aboard. And Cade Ballou. Cade Ballou has seen 2 pitches today. On the first, he flied to right. And then in the fourth inning, he grounded out to first. Let's see what he does
when
here.
When you're struggling to score, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to bunt the runner up. But
well, the third baseman is in on the grass as a result. Ballou takes a pitch. High, ball one.
That was a floating change up here. You're Cade here. Get a pitch to drive because I think his command is not quite what it was a few innings ago.
1-0 Youngstown State. And now the home plate umpire, Nathan Huber, is warning Messmore about bringing his hands to his mouth and then touching the ball. You can't do that. You get one warning before consequences. And now time called. And I don't think this is the head coach. I think this is Jacob Gehring, who's in his first year as a volunteer assistant.
They do have someone throwing now.
Yep.
I can't see who it is, but there is someone throwing in the bullpen.
It's a quick mound visit.
Probably a little bit of defense, too.
Yep.
Hey, here's what we're going to do if they were to bunt, do those things. Make sure everybody's on the same page. This is one. If you're bunting, if you're Cade Ballou, you want to bunt this one to the right side. You want to make somebody field it on the right side to where you can get your runner to second base.
Make a defense that made 4 errors in last night's game. Make a play. 1-0 delivery way upstairs and high, 2-0.
I think now you're like, hey, you got to make him.
Yep.
You got about a 6-inch window if you're Cade Ballou. Hey, make it be right here. I still wouldn't be surprised if it's a breaking ball here.
He's at 81 pitches. First start of the year. Messmore looks home, comes home. Ground ball, right side. First baseman knocks it down. Goes to the bag for the out. Freilich down to second on the play.
Yeah, 2-0 changeup. I mean, like, you're just not going to get a ton of fastballs.
So a runner in scoring position, tying run in scoring position with 1 out. It's the first time today. No, Terrell was in scoring position in the first. First time since the first inning, Auburn's had a man in scoring position.
Looks like now we're going to have a pitching change.
And that'll be the end of the line for Jack Messmore. They've got to be thrilled with what he gave them. To this point, no runs, 6 hits. And we've got a Pepper Tree pitching change for Youngstown State. For a new level of taste, Tiger fans know it's got to be Pepper Tree. For the best wine selection and the finest cuts of meat, visit Pepper Tree in Auburn or Montgomery and online at steaksandwine.com. We break away here for 60 seconds as Youngstown State makes a Pepper Tree pitching change.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Life moves fast. Shouldn't your checking account keep up? Meet Explore Checking from Max Credit Union. No monthly fees, no minimum balance requirement. Enjoy perks like access to your paycheck up to 2 days early, earning rewards that can be turned into cash each time you spend with your Max debit card. Plus, with 24/7 digital banking and an easy-to-use mobile app, managing your money is quick and effortless. Start exploring today at mymax.com/explore. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The new pitcher on this Pepper Tree pitching change is big right-hander Aiden Dorsch. He is 6'5", 220 pounds, a redshirt sophomore out of Eureka, California. They found him out of St. Bernard's Academy. He is a Penguin by way of Folsom Lake College and Modesto Junior College. He didn't pitch last year at Modesto because of an injury. First 2 years at Folsom Lake College, Folsom, California. Redshirted as a sophomore in 2024. He hasn't pitched since 2023. So this is the first action for Aiden Dorsch since his freshman year in junior college. He was 0-3, 19 innings, 16 strikeouts. High school, played baseball and basketball. tossed a no-hitter as a junior in high school.
I don't know that I've seen him throw anything close to the plate at this point.
Yeah.
If you're Auburn, can you be really patient here? Make him throw you strikes. I don't think I've seen one yet.
This is interesting. That's another. Yeah,
I mean,
you're right,
like
Jason.
he
There's
is-
nothing close.
Instead of being able to throw to both sides of the plate, he's missed to both sides of the plate so far. Yeah, if you're Ethan Bingman, look, be patient. Make him come to you. Get a pitch to hit. Don't help him out.
There's one out in the inning. I can't tell if there's somebody else in the bullpen. And you got Lucas Steele now in the on-deck
looks
circle
like he'll
for the
replace
Tigers.
Gregorio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I see some
So-
guys warming up, but I don't know that I see anybody throwing right here. But Ethan Bingaman, just be patient here.
Tying run at second. Pitch to Bingaman. High. Ball one.
Yeah, I mean, do not help him out.
Bingaman 0 for 2 against Messmore. Couple of ground outs. Freshman looking for his first Auburn hit. It's a big spot for it. 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, base hit right side. Fralick given the stop sign. He slams on the brakes. Good decision, too, because Carragher got that ball in from right field in a hurry. But Bingaman has his first Auburn hit. It's a single to right, and they're at the corners in the 7th with one out. And now Lucas Steele hits for the Tigers. Steele 0 for 4 with a strikeout in last night's game.
Just get something, lift something in the air here. That's what you want to do if you're Lucas Steele. Get something in the air out of the infield.
Yeah, because a ground ball
not a great runner.
Gives them a chance to get out of the
absolutely.
inning.
This is one where you get the ball somewhere lifted in the outfield, get at a minimum, get that run home.
First pitch to Steele. Missed high, 1-0.
Again, Bingman did a good job of swinging at a strike. Don't help him out. Make him throw you a fastball down the middle. And if you're Lucas Steele, take advantage of it.
Has not pitched in a college game since 2023. A redshirt year and then an injury year. 1-0. No, inside, maybe a little down. 2-0.
That's it. Again, you got a zone here. If it's there, fire away, but nothing outside that zone.
1-0 Youngstown State. Tying run for Auburn down at third in the form of Fralick. Throw to first. And Bingaman is back.
That's the other part of this. As a freshman, don't fall asleep over there. Make sure you're ready for that.
2-0 pitch. What does he get here? He
Fastball.
gets a fastball. That's a called strike at the belt. 2-1. I don't mind.
I'm okay with that. Again, it wasn't exactly where you wanted.
Yeah.
I'm okay with taking that pitch.
And he's thrown more balls than strikes. So
you got a veteran guy here, knows the strike zone.
Another little soft toss over to first. And again, Bingaman's back safely.
Again, you're Lucas Steele here. The one job you've got right now is get Chase Fralick home.
Got to get underneath it at least. 2-1 pitch from Dorsch. Low and gets away from the catcher, and that'll get Bingaman to second.
Ethan Bingaman, a great job there at first base.
Wild pitch for Dorsch. Takes a double play off the table. And the count goes to 3-1 on Steele. Now you can get even more selective.
Absolutely.
Swiping left on anything that's outside that perfect zone.
See, and if you're Youngstown State, if it's me, I'm not throwing him a pitch to hit.
First base open.
First base open. I just think this is an opportunity not worth taking.
Here's the 3-1.
Ball four.
It's nowhere close.
I don't think he did that on purpose, but it worked out for him anyway.
So the bases are loaded with one out. Fralick at third, Bingaman at second, Steele at first. And that was Sharpie earlier. This is not. This is Jacob
correct.
Gehring. Out for a mound visit. Meanwhile, Auburn, well, I thought they might get together, talk some strategy here. They haven't yet.
I think this is Bristol Carter, veteran guy. Do what you do.
There is a force at every base, but Carter runs really well.
Here's the interesting thing, I think. You go Brandon McCrane as a runner for Lucas Steele and make him your DH. I mean, it's not excuse Mason McCrane.
Yeah.
And give you a little bit more speed on the base pass. Maybe you do that if he gets to second base. Because you're hoping you don't get back to that again.
Yeah. Dorsch has given up a single and a walk since coming on to relief Messman.
The
Messmore.
the Rembert out of the game has taken away some of your options in the infield to maybe pinch hit for Farber.
Pitch to Bristol Carter. Now blocked beautifully by the catcher. It bounced up there, and Hadley maybe saved a run. That's the most shallow backstop area anywhere around, but
again here.
Still,
Make
a ball and nothing.
Make him throw you strikes. Bristol Carter, you got a zone here to look for something to drive.
We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tigers trail 1-0, but they've loaded the bases. The 1-0 pitch to Carter. Outside with a slider, 2-0. And the third baseman, Rossi, communicating with the catcher.
To make sure he comes set.
2-0 pitch. Fastball popped it up. Shallow left. In fact, so shallow it's the shortstop that'll make the play. And the catch. Cutting puts it away. The infield fly rule in effect. And Carter is out of there for the second out of the inning. And now Auburn will call in a pinch hitter here.
Looks like Todd Clay.
They'll bring the left-handed hitter in to face the right-hander.
Pinch hitter is 7, Todd Clay.
See if the
the
Auburn.
I was thinking of somebody else. Clay in there
the Auburn
in the right-handed batter's box.
See if the Auburn High kid can deliver. Again, be selective. Don't help him out.
First pitch to Clay. Right through there for a strike, 0-1.
You almost feel like one at bat.
Yeah.
Just go, hey, go do something, make one at bat, get one to fall somewhere.
Clay 0 for 4, couple of strikeouts last night. Transfer from UAB. 0-1. Breaking ball way outside, 1-1.
And this is one, if you're Chase Fralick here, you've got to be moving down the line because even though it's a short wall, if you see one in the dirt, you need to be going.
Yep.
And you got to make them make a play.
2 outs, bases loaded, 7th inning. 9th spot in the order. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2.
It looked like last night, too. Todd looks like he's on his front foot a whole lot and kind of swinging over the top of the pitches. Just stay back. Let it come to you. There's a lot of room out there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tiger at every base, trailing 1-0 in the 7th. Dorsch delivers and misses high and away. 2-2. Game 1 of 2 today. Back on top of the mound. Pitch clock is down to 10. Dorsch looks home. Runners get their leads. The 2-2 pitch. Here it is.
No,
check swing down and away. He didn't go. They appeal to first.
He wasn't even close. I know they wanted it, but he didn't swing on that.
And now the count is full. What an important pitch this is.
Yes, yeah.
A walk means a run. A hit means a couple. A strike ends the inning. And here come the fans. Both dugouts fully engaged. Loud as it's been all day. Payoff pitch.
Strike 3.
Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And the inning is over. Auburn leaves them loaded. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. And they leave them loaded in the 7th. We go to the 8th. It's still Youngstown State 1, Auburn nothing.
At Max Credit Union, we believe your checking account should work as hard as you do. With Max Achieve Checking, you can earn up to 3% APY on balances up to $15,000 and 0.25% APY on anything over that. Plus, enjoy perks like earning rewards that can easily be redeemed for cash. That's free with your Max debit card. It's not just checking, it's a cheap. Get started with Max Achieve Checking.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
Yeah.
Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. Coming up on Tuesday's show,
We'll plug into that. Okay.
Burcham, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, plus Jake Crane in hour number 2. Don't miss it. It's The Drive on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
All right, back at Plainsman Park, bottom third of the order due up for Youngstown State. They lead it 1-0. As we go to the 8th inning, defensive change. Todd Clay stays in the game. He goes to third, and Eric Guevara slides over from third to short. Clay was in the game to hit for Farber, so Farber out of the game. Guevara takes his spot at short, Clay over to third. So your infield now, Clay at third, Guevara at short, McCrane at second after Rembert came out of the game injured, and Bingaman at first.
Yeah, not exactly the infield I thought I would see in game 2 for the Tigers, but It is what it is. And some of that Rembert injury, the issues at the plate, you've had to kind of push some buttons there. And, hey, the pitch probably outside to end the inning, the last one. But, you had some opportunities for Auburn. Now, if you're Jet Johnston here in this Auburn defense, you can't give up a second one. Not with 6 outs to go. You've got to keep it where it is.
Here's Nathan Beckley. Beckley 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. He's hit it to the right side both times. Flew out to right field, grounded out to first. Johnston in his second inning of relief. Starts Beckley with a fastball that's sliced down the left field line. Foul.
Yeah, thankfully that inside-out spin helped out a little bit there.
Yep, sliced away.
Again, first pitch fastball for the second straight inning, and they jumped on it.
Just a little bit behind it at 93. So Beckley takes his time, walking back to the box.
Yep. Now ahead in the count for Jet. Down and in. This is our guy that stands almost on top of the plate. You can handcuff him, but you got to get it in.
A 1 pitch.
There it is.
Swung on and missed.
Almost
Nothing in 2.
A little bit of a cutter there that or a hard sinker, but got some downward action there.
Nothing in 2. Top of the 8th. Nobody on, nobody out. Johnston.
This is the guy that I don't like the fastball up to him. He's got really good hands.
0-2 to Beckley. A little high, 1-2. Tigers looking for some late inning heroics for a second straight game. Coach Thompson talked last night. They've been repping late inning tight situations throughout preseason practice. Came in handy last night. They'll need it again. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, right side. Bingaman. Scoops. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1 away.
Freshman's done a good job defensively over there of making some of those plays look easy.
Had the diving catch, or the diving stop, in the 4th inning against Spencer. And then handled that one well. Here's Caleb Hadley, the catcher. Interesting to see if he catches game 2 today.
Yeah, now, kind of Auburn, how do you do things now with what you do with potential no Rembert? Does it change how you impact Chase Freilich and how the lineup looks in game 2? We'll see.
First pitch in there for a strike to Hadley. Started him with a slider. Hadley today, a strikeout and a fly to center. looking for his first hit of the weekend. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Nothing in 2. Slider again.
Amazing how it happens. Last inning, he did not have the feel for that pitch at all.
Yeah.
And now that's a couple of really good ones in a row. And, hey, he throws it like that, he throw it again.
Yeah.
Because it has a fastball look. It comes out of his hand really hard.
It looks like a strike about 90% of the way to you.
Keep doing it. It's that good when it's that good.
0-2 pitch. And he overthrew it that
Held
time.
on to that one, yep.
Missed low all the way to the backstop, 1-2. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Game 2 tonight will start no earlier than 6. It'll start either at 6 or 45 minutes after Game 1, whichever is later. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Johnston. Swung and missed. Fastball up and in. Slider, slider, slider. Heater.
Yes, and that was a great location on it because you go like, hey, I'm starting out at the chin and it never moves.
So that's Johnston's first strikeout. 2 away in the 8th. And Yuri Perro, the second baseman, to the plate for the Penguins. A strikeout in the 3rd looking, a strikeout in the 6th swinging for the Penguins' second baseman. Auburn has out-hit Youngstown State 7-3, but they lead on the scoreboard 1-0. Pitch to Yuri Perro, miss low, 1-0. The Fighting Penguins. Do you know there were some extinct species of penguins that were 5 feet tall?
I'd hate to see that. That would scare me.
It's the 1-0 pitch. Low, 2 balls, no strikes.
A little bit down and away there. Yes, I hear it. No 2-out walk to the number 9 guy. That's what you just can't have that type here. You're down 1-0.
Don't want to see the top of this order until the 9th inning.
No, that's correct.
Auburn's got the top of the order due up in the bottom of this inning.
Correct. You want to score 3 and then
2-0 pitch. Ground ball right side, a chance for McCrane. He gloves cleanly, throws to first, little wide of the bag. Bingaman, though, with the reach, puts it away for the out, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 inning with a couple of ground ball outs for Jet Johnston. That is what you want to see. So it's still 1-0 as the Bats come to the plate. Tigers come to the plate in the bottom of the 8th when we come back. Hey, are you looking for fresh seafood? Wharf Casual Seafood serves seafood sourced from American waters. Not a seafood fan? No problem. They serve burgers, salads, chicken, and more. Wharf Casual Seafood with 6 locations across central Alabama. Tigers trail 1-0. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Looking for a street legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off O'Blacker Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery. Carrying brands such as EasyGo, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
Tigers are down to the last 6 outs, trailing 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Brandon McCrane will get his first Auburn at bat.
That's
McCrane entered the game defensively after Chris Rembert was injured in the 6th. If you're just tuning in, Chris slid into the bag at second. The foot stuck on the bag, and that knee was bent back underneath him. May have been the ankle or knee, but left lower leg unofficially for Chris Rembert. And so McCrane entered the game, couple innings defensively. Now the Smith Station native takes ball 1 up and in.
Yeah, a guy that can run. Again, let him walk you. You need base runners right now. That's the most important thing you can have.
1-0 pitch. McCrane takes that one high and tight. 2-0.
almost a situation here for me if I'm like, hey, no, you don't want to force the hand, but you got to make him throw you strikes.
Red shirt freshman, right-handed hitter. From just down the road a piece. 2-0.
No.
Nope. That was strike 3 last inning, but it's ball 3 right now.
That was probably a little bit better than strike 3 was the last inning.
Yep. Now, right now, last inning doesn't matter. You're just trying to get McCrane on base to start the inning.
That's it. And I almost would take 2 here. Just say, look, we're going to take it.
Yeah.
Just you can hit with 2 strikes.
3-0.
Not going to happen.
That's inside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk by Dorsch. And so a leadoff walk to McCrane. They didn't make him take the bat off his shoulder. And the tying run is aboard. And here comes the head coach.
He was looking out. So,
yep. So Trevor Sharpie is on. He's raised the right hand in the air, and a new pitcher on the way for Youngstown State. Dorsch got in and out of trouble in the 7th.
I think they figured out, hey, we did that once. Let's don't do it again.
Yeah. So they're not going to play with fire again in the 8th. New pitcher for Youngstown State.
Number 36, Griffin Almond.
All right, Griffin Almond, 6'6", 233.
Another righty.
A redshirt senior, big power arm out of Thornbury, Ontario, and a transfer from Eastern New Mexico. 6'6", 235 as he lumbers in. It is another Pepper Tree pitching change, so we'll step away again for 60 seconds. A Pepper Tree pitching change for the Penguins.
Looking for a street-legal golf car? Diamond Golf Cars has the largest selection in the state, and the Auburn store is right off Opelika Road, closer than you think. With locations in Auburn, Birmingham, and Huntsville, they've been raising the bar since 2012 in golf car sales and service. Need a tune-up? Diamond Golf Cars is full service for all your golf car needs, and they offer pickup and delivery, carrying brands such as E-Z-GO, Club Car, Yamaha, and much more. Visit DiamondGolfCars.com today and drive different. Drive Diamond.
When game day hits, you want to be right where it matters. Close to campus, close to the action, and close to your college student. At the residences at Arbor Lake, you get the perfect space to cheer, visit, and make every trip feel like a homecoming. Offering easy access to campus and a relaxing getaway whenever you visit. Call 334-521-7290 for more information about the residences at Arbor Lake, a 55-plus apartment community. Score comfort, score convenience, score your home court at the residences at Arbor Lake.
Bub Terrell comes to the plate against Griffin Almond. Pepper Tree pitching change. Almond, the big right-hander, replacing Dorsch. Dorsch, 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 2 walks, a strikeout, a wild pitch. No runs to this point, but McCrane at first after the 4-pitch walk to start the inning is his responsibility. Dorsch threw 20 pitches, 6 of them for strikes.
And didn't give up a run.
Yeah. Got out of the trouble in the 7th inning. Wow. Auburn left the bases loaded in the 7th. Tigers have stranded 6 runners, 4 of them in the last 2 innings.
Yeah. Situation here, Bub Terrell up. Brandon McCrane can really run, but he's a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience.
Right.
Can really run. Big arm guy on the mound.
Terrell has 2 hits today.
So you again, right side open. If you're Auburn, you're hoping that you get some 93, 94 mile an hour fastballs. That's what you want.
See what the big right-hander has in store. Almond looks over his red glove, fires home. Bub shows bunt, pulls back, 1-0. It was low.
I think the same situation here for your Auburn. Make them throw strikes. This is a high leverage situation, and it's early in the season. That's not easy for guys who haven't played in a while.
The righty Almond against the lefty Terrell. Almond started 3 games at Eastern New Mexico State last year, 1-0 pitch. Bub, ground ball to second. They underhand to second for 1, on to first, out, double play. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Just how they drew it up. And with 2 outs, here's Eric Guevara. Nobody on base.
I mean, hard hit ball.
Yep.
Right at the second baseman. And that's just when you're struggling, those things find you. Like last night, Bub, maybe the 2 of the hardest hit balls all weekend were that ground ball and Bub's ball to right field last night.
Here's Guevara, first pitch. Low, ball 1.
Not certain how many strikes he's going to throw either.
Yeah.
Just you got a good pitch to hit, did it, and hit it in the one spot you couldn't afford to.
I'm trying to find how many. I think the last 2 innings, their relievers have thrown 3 pitches that were strikes and not put in play strikes.
Correct.
Like called or swing and miss strike. 1-0 breaking ball. That misses inside, 2-0.
Yeah, every pitch they've thrown good, Auburn has hit into play.
Yeah, for better or for worse, they've put it in play. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th, trailing 1-0. 2-0. This is low, 3-0. Not particularly close.
All right, this is a veteran guy.
Yep.
You got to take 2 strikes here. You got to get Chase Fralick to the plate here if you're Auburn. That means he's got to throw you 2, even if that means a full count. You got to make him throw 3 strikes in a row.
Guevara has a hit today. He's 1 for 3. 3 hits on the weekend. The 3-0 pitch is a strike, and it's 3-1. As Jason mentioned, Fralick, who has 2 hits on the afternoon, is on deck. A lot of room in right center for Guevara. 3-1. Fastball, high chopper, third baseman, fields foul.
Man, I thought that was really close.
Third base umpire Chuck Pack straddling the line, made it quickly, made the call quickly. Rossi fielded it, just a hair over the line. And Guevara makes a slow turn and walk back, and the count's full. Rossi doesn't throw him out if that's a fair ball.
Absolutely not.
It was chopped too high in the air. 19 appearances last year for Allman, 16 in relief. 6 2/3 innings. As a senior there, 5 relief outings, 1 start. Payoff pitch, hit him.
He's not throwing 3 in a row.
Nope. Change up. Plunks Guevara, puts the tying run on base. So Chase Fralick does get to the plate. He came through last night with the at-bat that drove in the go-ahead run. Fralick drove in 41 runs a year ago. He had 71 hits. He has 3 this weekend.
He has a really good eye. Make it be where you want it.
First pitch to Fralick. Downstairs, 1-0.
Okay, so there's still only been 4 pitches that were strikes that weren't swung at.
Yep.
Correct?
That's right. Allman is the 3rd pitcher of the game for the Penguins. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 outs. Guevara at first. Fralick takes ball 2 outside. Chase going to make you put it there, isn't he?
That's it. Now, this is a guy you trust.
Time called. Rossi, the third baseman, goes over and talks to Allman.
Chase is also probably your best 2-strike hitter. So you go, hey, take your chances on getting deeper into the count. Get K. Ballou to the plate and get Eric Guevara in scoring position. That's your job now for Chase Fralick. Whatever you need to do to get Eric Guevara to second base.
There's only been 2 2-strike counts since the start of the last inning. One was a strikeout, one was the hit batter there, Guevara. 2-0. Swing and a drive, but it's foul. Oh, man, he hit it a mile, but he was just way too early. Pulled it over, maybe past Donahue Drive.
It was towards the athletic complex.
Yeah.
It was that early.
2-1 the count.
Just settle in. Don't try to do too much now. Let it come to you.
Guevara gets his lead at first. 2-1 to Freilich.
Nope.
Downstairs, 3-1.
Again, very, very advantage count for one of Auburn's best hitters here.
Cade Ballou, who has plenty of power, waiting on deck. Three and one. Almond from the stretch. Fires. Freilich drives it toward right
deep.
center. It is a diving try by the right fielder, and he made the catch. Made the catch. Carragher diving in right field. He made the catch and then fired the ball over the back 40. Carragher makes a terrific diving catch in right field to take away extra bases and maybe a tie ball game. And the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, a walk, a hit batter, no errors, and one left on base. We go to the ninth, still 1-0, Youngstown State.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. We'll talk with the experts, and we'll take your calls, too. Coming up on Thursday's show, we'll talk with Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer, plus David Pascal in hour number 2. It's The Drive on ESPN 106.7 and ESPNAU.com.
This is Auburn Baseball on ESPN 106.7, Auburn Opelika's sports leader.
1-0. Youngstown State has the lead. Penguins come to bat in the top of the ninth inning. Auburn's had some chances the last couple of innings. They just haven't been able to push any runs across. Base runners in the last 3. They'll get one more chance, but you got to hold the top of the order right where they are. 1-0. Jet Johnston on for his third inning of relief. Jackson Sanders got the start. Gave up a run on 2 hits in his 6 innings. A leadoff walk, a stolen base, and an RBI double in the 5th. The only scoring for either side. That's your Regions Bank game recap. Get the Auburn University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card. Regions.com/Go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Top of the order, Kendall Spencer against Johnston. And the right-hander fires and starts him with a ball a little low, 1-0.
Yeah, you're right. You got to hold it here. Give your offense a chance to not have to dig out of an even bigger hole.
Top of the order, 1 for 9 on the afternoon. Spencer 0 for 3. He takes ball 2 outside. Hey, you'd love to not have to go to the bullpen again in this game, and I don't see anybody out there now going. So
yeah, I think this is it for Jet unless it were to spiral here.
Mm-hmm. Spencer is flied out, grounded out, and struck out. Check swing.
He didn't go. Oh,
he went. Says third base.
I think Auburn got a gift there, but we'll take it.
Chuck Pack at third, pumps the fist. It's strike 1, 2-1 to count. Stretched by Johnston off the middle of the rubber. Tall left-handed hitter, Spencer out of Tampa, Florida, takes strike 2. 91. Now the crowd with 2 strikes tries to get behind Jet Johnston. Coach Thompson, before the start of the season, urged the crowd become even a bigger part of the atmosphere. 2-2.
Pitch there.
Dribbler foul, right side, off the face of the dugout.
Yeah, no, offense drives atmosphere.
Yep.
And it just the way it is. Now, you might get a 1-0 game Friday night in SEC play but in this situation, offense drives atmosphere, and they just haven't had many reasons to cheer in 2 games.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out in the 9th. Johnston ready again. And here's the pitch. Fastball, strike 3. Froze Spencer. So Johnston gets his second strikeout. It is the 10th of the game for Auburn pitching. K-Counter presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number one, and an important first out in the ninth.
Yeah, Jet's done a good job. Again, piggybacking here, this is an Auburn staff that has done all you can ask of them in now almost 2 complete games.
Yeah, 2 total runs allowed to this point, 27 strikeouts through these first couple of games. Carragher, the batter, first pitch to him is a slider low, 1-0. Carragher took away extra bases and very likely a tie game in the bottom of the 8th with a diving catch.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, had to play last night to rob Bub late in the game.
Yep. 1-0 the count to Carragher. Righty on righty here in the 9th, 1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
You're able to come back after falling up 2-0 last time, but you don't need to make that a habit.
Some guys start to get up and stir in the Auburn bullpen.
You know, we saw Chatterton earlier. I don't know that it would be him in this situation.
2-0. Fly ball center field.
I think that ball's got some carry.
Carter back
enough
to the track, makes the catch. I like your stream of consciousness commentary there because I wasn't so sure.
No, it sounded a little bit off the handle.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only thing that kept it in the yard.
So 2 away. And Luke Rossi.
He bat flipped it, though. He thought it was gone.
Uh-huh.
I mean, extreme bat flip.
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah. Only to walk back to the dugout.
Penguins up 1-0. We're in the top of the 9th. Rossi got a hit his last time up. That led off the 7th. That was the only hit given up by Johnston, or is the only hit to this point. Second time against Jet. First pitch, slider, swung on, foul tipped, 0-1.
Yeah. That's been a good pitch here the last 2 innings for Jet since he kind of found that.
8 in a row retired by Jet since that single. Another righty-righty matchup. Time called as Rossi adjusts all the various guards on his left arm. Waves a red bat across the plate. Now he's ready. Fralick sets up. And the 0-1 pitch. Rossi takes a strike. 0-2. Slider, inner half. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 9th, nobody on. Tigers trail 1-0. Again, here comes the crowd. They've adjusted their schedules. They got to the ballpark in time for the game and now trying to help Jet Johnston close out this 9th inning. The 0-2 pitch. Here it is. Got him swinging. Slider away. Some emotion from Johnston. He retires the side in order in the 9th with a couple of strikeouts. Last chance for Auburn. Tigers will have Ballou, Bingaman, and Steele due up. Trailing 1-0. The bottom of the 9th is next.
Shop RV Roadway's live inventory now. Fresh arrivals, ready to go, priced to move. Get real show pricing and weekly specials on new and used RVs at both Alabama RV Roadway locations in Calera and in Opelika. Shop live online now at rvroadway.com. Take life on the road with RV Roadway, where we sell RVs for less.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Tigers, trailing 1-0, and Auburn will face 6'1", 200-pound junior right-hander Mikey Rodriguez, a civil engineering major out of Sharon, Pennsylvania. In his sophomore year, 1-1 with 2 saves, 18 innings, an earned run average of 8 flat. walked 23, struck out 19 in those 18 innings, and opposition hit .319 against him. He pitched 2 innings his freshman year, had an earned run average of 36 in 2 innings. But 2 saves a year ago.
That's it.
So they're calling on him to try to close this out.
So you got righty here.
Yep.
You got K. Ballou up. Ethan Bingham in second. So you look at that, and then you go Lucas Steele is still in for Logan Gregorio.
Yeah.
Did we see a Mason McCrane? Do you see one of the – we talked all these left-handed bats that Auburn has.
Yeah. You
got some options at first base. You could move some guys around. Yeah, I mean, Bingham has been good. He's been one of your better guys. But do you go righty-lefty? They doesn't appear they're going to do that.
Yeah.
I think Mason McCrane is a guy to keep an eye on as a potential pinch hitter for this team. And then the other one would be freshman catcher Taylor Belza.
Yeah.
I think those are 2 guys to maybe potentially watch for if they could get to them in this inning.
Almond, 1 inning, faced 3 batters, got the double play ball, hit a batter, and then got a fly out. 14 pitches, 6 strikes. Pitch to Cade Ballou, swung on and missed. They're going to try to take advantage of Cade's aggressiveness at the plate.
And again, another non-strike strike.
Yep.
They just haven't thrown many the last 3 innings, and you can't help them out in this situation.
Third baseman in on the edge of the grass. Everybody else way back. A 1 pitch fly down the line in left, tailing away. It's
Might
down.
Be a double.
Ballou racing towards second. Throw comes in. It's late. Ballou slides in head first with a double.
That's what you have to have from the game of baseball.
Yeah.
You hit one 150 miles an hour right at somebody, and you fist one, 48 off the bat and get a double out of it. But hey, if you're Auburn, you take every bit of it here. And now you call. Do you want to bunt Ethan Bingham, or do you try? You play for a big inning. Do you want to tie, or do you want to? I'm letting him swing here. I don't know that I'm going to play for 1 run.
That is the 10th career double for Cade Ballou, and Gabe Gross is asking for time so he can talk some strategy with the freshman Bingham. And Ethan today has singled, and he's grounded out a couple of times. So they've got him to roll over the top a couple of times to short. In this situation last night with Guevara at the plate at second base and a left-handed hitter at the plate, the onus on Freilich was to get it to the right side.
Yeah.
And that's at least what you want here. They may be talking about going the other way with it and pushing it to that right side.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just pitch selection here going, hey, it doesn't feel like you're going to play for the tie right now. Maybe you are the way you swung the bat, though.
First pitch, low and in, ball 1. I'll tell you this, Rossi is guarding the line at third.
There's a lot of room over there.
And playing in.
Yeah, there's a lot of room on the left side.
The hole for a right-handed hitter on the left side is bigger.
70 feet wide.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Much bigger than you'd normally imagine. Ballou, really good speed at second. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Bingham.
He's trying to end this thing.
Sure was. Got his first college hit in the 7th. A base hit here would tie the game.
Again, you got to try to move the runner first and foremost. But if you get a pitch to drive, take advantage of it.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Ballou carries the tying run at second. Bingham takes a breaking ball high. 2-1.
Whew. It's a close pitch there.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to ring that one up for just a second. All right, now, again, advantage count. Get a fastball somewhere and put it in one of these gaps and give yourself the tying run and the winning run in the scoring position.
Steele on deck. 2-1. Swing and a bouncing ball, left side foul, and it's 2-2.
All right, now for the freshman, your job is to hit something to the right side at a minimum and get Cable to third base. That's what you have to do.
Got to be much more protective and defensive with the swing with 2 strikes.
And Cade's fast enough. I mean, even a ground ball to the left side, he probably can get to third.
Yeah, Rossi now playing back at third with 2 strikes. Pitch. Down in the dirt, not far enough away for Ballou to advance. Hadley did a good job just keeping that in front of him. And the count is full to Bingham. Down to Cases, bottom of the 9th.
hey, one of your best players, even though he's a freshman, he's a guy that they counted on. He's been in the starting lineup for 2 days. This is an opportunity for him to kind of build some confidence now.
Payoff pitch to Bingaman. On the way.
Ball 4.
It's ball 4 high.
Yes. Great at bat by the freshman to hang around. Don't swing at anything out of the zone.
Yep.
And now you've given yourself a chance to now potentially move some guys up.
First-year volunteer assistant pitching coach on his way to the mound. That's Jacob Garrick. He's going to call all the defense. This is going to be a defensive meeting, more really than a pitching meeting, you got to think. Runners at first and second, and Lucas Steele at the plate. Gabe Gross, Carl Nonemaker, Butch Thompson huddled together outside the Auburn dugout to talk strategy. Yes. You got really good speed at second with Ballou. You got good speed at first with Bingaman. You got Steele at the plate, nobody out, and Bristol Carter on deck.
That's, to me, the question is, do you trust Lucas Steele in this situation, or do you bunt to Bristol Carter? And that's the question is, like, do you bunt to Bristol Carter?
Yeah.
Or do you say, hey, I'd rather have Lucas Steele swinging with a runner on second base?
Steele,
I won't be surprised. Normal bunt situation, I won't be surprised if they swing the bat here.
Yeah. Steele drew a walk his first time. You also like his evaluation of the strike zone in this position.
Correct.
With a guy in Rodriguez who walked more than he struck out a year ago. Third baseman Rossi again guards the line against Ballou coming to third from second. And now they wheel around and throw to second base or near second base.
He didn't throw to the bag either.
No, he didn't.
That's not supposed to be. That's supposed to be a balk, to be quite honest. He was 6 feet from the bag.
What helped him, though, was Cutting's general movement was toward the bag. I think that's why he didn't see it.
Lucas did not show bunt on that turn.
First pitch. Now he shows bunt. He pulls the bat back and takes it outside for ball 1.
That's the other part of this. Don't help him out.
Yep.
Anything outside the zone.
Now do you draw those infielders in a little bit and have him swing away? Again, left side of that infield wide open for a left-handed hitter in Steele, who squares, takes, low and outside, 2-0.
Once again, this is 3 innings. They haven't shown they're going to throw enough strikes. It's 2-0. Even if it's a good pitch to bunt, I'm not certain that I would have him bunting here. I'd make him throw one first. I know you'd limit your options, but the pressure is building.
1-0 Youngstown State. Tigers have 2 on and nobody out in the 9th. Pitch to Steele. Bunt. Back to the pitcher. He throws to third late. He's safe.
Jay Ballou with a great jump on that bunt. Great base running, veteran, fast guy.
And Rodriguez didn't get it out of the glove.
Crisply. I think the catcher probably did not tell. I think he did that on his own, and I think he knew it as soon as he did it. He made the wrong decision.
Boy, you're right, Ballou, with an excellent jump. And everybody's safe. The tying run is at third. The winning run is at second, and Bristol Carter comes to the plate. And they're on their feet at Plainsman Park, many of them.
All right, Bristol Carter again. Opportunity here with the bases loaded.
Carter 0 for 3 today. Couple of flyouts and a ground out. Infield is in. First pitch is high. 1-0.
Again, another veteran guy. Make him throw you pitches.
Yeah.
The other thing, I think Todd Clay's really, really close behind home plate. They're going to move him back, I would bet you, because he is almost in sight line.
Infield is in. Pitch. Strike. 1-1.
That's all right. Veteran guy here.
Ballou.
Same scenario we had earlier. Sorry, Brad. Get the ball to the outfield first and foremost.
Yeah.
Get the run home.
And now Auburn's going to send in a runner.
Yeah. Ty Thompson.
Thompson carries the winning run now at second.
The fastest player on this team, true freshman infielder. He's a guy that for this situation, that's what they've been wanting and talking about, having him in this scenario.
Outfield cheats in a couple of steps. The 1-1 pitch. Carter swings, Flies it, shallow right field, catch made. Ballou trying to come home. Throw home is very wide of the bag. We're tied. Everybody moves up. Bad throw from right. Ballou scores on the sacrifice fly. It's 1-1, and everybody else moves up. The winning run is at third. One out. Thompson to third. He's fast enough to score on a pass ball.
I think Carl was trying to hold him.
He was. Ballou ran through that.
And Kay just said, I'm going.
Yeah.
Because it was not very deep. But that's a fast guy that said, look, it's going to take it takes a perfect throw to beat him.
Yeah.
Now your situation is your fastest guy on third base.
Yeah. And they're going to walk play
yes.
to load the bases.
Correct. Now, because you have a force at every base.
Yep. And now McCrane with the bases loaded and one out.
This takes away the bunt.
Yep.
To where, you're not going to be able to bunt here because they got a force at the plate. You got to freeze on a line drive. You got to see the ball through in the air.
Man. Oh, the drama, and it's just game one today.
Huge opportunity here, but the infield's back in the middle, which is interesting because Brandon McCain can really run.
First pitch. Strike. 0-1. McCrane walked in his first at bat. Again, Rembert out of the game, slid into second, injured the lower leg, was removed from the ball game. McCrane is in.
I'm really not certain if he didn't bunt the ball to third base I don't think they could get Ty Thompson at the plate.
0-1, a slider for a strike. 0-2. One out, bottom of the ninth. Bub Terrell on deck.
You've got to put it in play at a minimum. You can run. He is really fast.
You got a lot of speed out there.
You've got to put the ball in play right here.
The redshirt freshman in a big spot. 0-2. No, it's inside. It's awfully close to take with two strikes, but it was inside. 1-2. The winning run is at third base. The game is tied. Bottom of the ninth inning, 1-1. A hit wins it. Pitch to McCrane. Foul back. Got a piece of a high breaking ball. A lot of folks on their feet here at the ballpark.
And like I said, Young got second career at bat here in this situation. Just put one in play somewhere.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball high, 2-2. Rodriguez talking to himself as he comes off the mound.
He's thrown the elbow up a little bit a couple of times here. He needs to be careful, though, not to do that close to the plate.
Yep. One out. Tiger at every base. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Couldn't lay off a high fastball. And that's the second out of the inning. And now their guys are juiced up a little, and now Auburn fans come to their feet a little more as Bub Terrell comes to the plate. The veteran sophomore. Bub Terrell with 2 hits today. Grounded into a double play in the 8th. Has 2 hits prior to that today.
A lot of grand slams throughout college baseball through the first 2 days.
Yeah. 1-1 our score. Pitch to Terrell. It's high. Ball 1.
I think he
Catcher dropped it.
That clean, he might call it a strike.
Catcher dropped it. Shouldn't impact the call, but it may have.
Just drop the bat on one right here, Bub.
Going to take a base hit or a walk or a pass ball or a wild pitch. 1-0. That's in there at the knees. Strike 1, 1-1 the count. 7th man to bat here in the bottom of the 9th for Auburn.
For Ty, you need to get down the line a little bit here. Anything, if it bounces outside the dirt, you need to be moving.
Thompson, the runner at third. 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball, right side. Second baseman gloves, underhands to first for the out, and the inning is over. So Auburn leaves the bases loaded for the second time in 3 innings, but the Tigers do tie it. Tigers get a run on 1 hit. A walk, a sacrifice, another intentional walk, just 1 hit in the inning. No errors. Tigers leave them loaded. We're going to play on. The 10th inning is coming up from Plainsman Park. Jet Johnston back on the mound for the Tigers in a 1-1 ball game. We're back after this.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Hello, everybody. This is Dan Peck from The Drive. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 6 on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com. Join Bill Cameron and me to get caught up on the biggest news in Auburn athletics and everything going on in the world of sports. We'll talk with the experts, and we'll take your calls, too. Coming up on Thursday's show, we'll talk with Justin Ferguson from the Auburn Observer, plus David Pascal in hour number 2. It's The Drive on ESPN 1067 and ESPNAU.com.
This is Auburn Baseball on ESPN 1067, Auburn Opelika's sports leader.
Free baseball at Plainsman Park. We go to the 10th inning. 1-1. Tigers scored a run in the 9th to tie it up, left the bases loaded.
Yeah,
and it was some missed opportunities here, but they do extend the game.
Tons of opportunities the last 3 innings, really, when you look at Auburn and all the guys they've had on base. Left 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, and 3 more in the 9th. So you left 7 in the last 3 innings.
Yep.
Scored 1, but just haven't been able to get that hit to break it open.
9 in a row retired by Jet Johnston. He's back out there to start things.
Hetzler throwing in the bullpen.
Yep. Brady Shannon scored Youngstown State's run in the 5th. He led off that inning with a walk. Came around to score a couple of batters later. First pitch to him from Johnston, misses down and in. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is probably about as deep as Jet's thrown in a while.
Yeah.
Got to continue to throw quality pitches here.
3 innings. Came on to start the 7th. That pitch is fouled off to the right side, out of play. 1-1. Johnston gave up a base hit to Rossi and has retired 9 in a row since then. Let's see. Johnston. That's his longest outing at Auburn. He went 2+ a few times last year. As a fly ball into center, and Carter has to play it on a hop. Bristol was played more straight away center. That was a little to the left of straightaway and shallow, and it just dove down, and he had to play it on a bounce. So a base hit for Shannon to start the 10th. That is the 3rd time today that they've had the leadoff man on base in an inning. And a pinch hitter for Youngstown State, Alex Jang, out of Las Vegas, 5'9", 170-pound freshman.
This is absolutely a bunt scenario, in my opinion. I think this you play for 1 run to try to create some of those things now.
First at bat of the year for Jang. Throw to first. He didn't give away bunt. Oh, Combs is your new first baseman for the Tigers. Caden Combs. They pinch ran for Bingaman in the bottom of the 9th, so Combs comes in as the defensive replacement. Pitch to Jang, upstairs.
Not showing bunt.
1 ball, no strikes. Johnston is at 38 pitches.
A little surprised you got Hetzler up already and warming that he's not in the game now, because if he's warming, you're already kind of getting hot.
Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball popped up off the hands and out of play, 1-1. Auburn basketball coming your way tonight, broadcast at 7 on Wings 94.3 in the Auburn Opelika area. Everywhere else on the Auburn Athletics app. Courtside cam on the Auburn Tigers YouTube page as well. The 1-1 To Jang. Nope. Throw to first. Finals in the league today in basketball. Florida beat Kentucky 92-83. Gators get to 10-2 in conference play. Oklahoma caught fire in the second half, beat Georgia 94-78. And Vanderbilt down to Texas A&M 82-69. There's a line drive base hit to left by Jang, pinch hitter. Came through with a solid swing and delivered on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, and they have runners at first and second with nobody out in the 10th. Back-to-back singles to start the inning. This is their fourth inning now to see Johnston. And now Garrett Cutting, the shortstop, gets ready to step in. Before that, though, the brain trust of the Penguins will get together and have a little offensive meeting. They'll talk about whether to try to bunt with Cutting to move runners into second and third with one out. Pretty quick discussion. Coach Sharpie in his second year, young, energetic. He's got a young coaching staff.
I think we're going to have at least a visit here.
Yep. There's Everett Tiefert. Time called. And he takes his time to get out there.
Yep. Looks like Hetzler's on his way.
Okay. So Hetzler will be called to come in a really similar situation as Garrett Brewer was called on last night. A couple of runners on base, nobody out, late innings, tight ball game. We're tied at 1. We're in the top of the 10th, the first game of a doubleheader here at Plainsman Park. 1-1 our score, and Auburn makes the Conecuh Sausage call to the bullpen.
Shouldn't your checking account keep up? Meet Explore Checking from Max Credit Union. No monthly fees, no minimum balance requirement. Enjoy perks like access to your paycheck up to 2 days early, earning rewards that can be turned into cash each time you spend with your Max debit card. Plus, with 24/7 digital banking and an easy-to-use mobile app, managing your money is quick and effortless. Start exploring today at mymax.com/explore. Certain restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
New pitcher for your Auburn Tigers, Ryan Hetzler. Last year's primary closer, Hetzler, the junior out of Corona, California. Spent his first year at Cal Baptist. Last year for Auburn was 2-1 in 19 appearances. An earned run average of .386, gave up 15 earned runs, 38 hits in 35 innings. Just 4 walks, 25 strikeouts. And teams hit .275 against Ryan Hetzler. 8 saves led the club a season ago. So Hetzler is on. Jet Johnston, 3 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Here's a bunt up the first base line. It rolls foul. 0-1. Cutting absolutely tried to push that bunt up the right side, move those runners over to second and third, but a little too aggressive with it. Johnston threw 41 pitches in his career-long 3-inning outing, 27 for strikes. Runners at first and second, his responsibility. Nobody out, first and second, Cutting at the plate with an 0-1 count against him. Cutting is 2 for 3 today, a single, an RBI double, and a ground out to short. Here's the pitch. Bunt, fouled back. A high fastball from Hetzler, and Cutting was underneath it, bunted it back to the screen, 0-2. Hetzler good with the slider and the fastball a season ago.
Yeah, and for him, you want to stay with that fastball up here to try to get a bunt elevated and see if they keep it on.
With 2 strikes, yeah. Hetzler comes set. He checks second, comes home. Swung on and missed. 95 on the fastball.
That is that's more juice than Hetzler had last year.
1 away. That's what he gives you, too, a little swing and miss. That is the 18th, make it the 19th strikeout. Sorry, the 12th strikeout today. And the 29th strikeout in the first 2 games of this series for Auburn pitching. Here's Nathan Beckley with 1 out.
It's crazy that you're having to struggle to win games pitching like that.
Yeah. First pitch to Beckley, swung on and missed, took something off, 0-1. Nothing but strikes from Hetzler since coming in. He was probably the number 3 strike thrower in preseason practices. Number 1 among relievers. The 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing. He went. Confirms Chuck Pack at third. 0-2. So off speed to the left-handed hitting Beckley, who's 0 for 3 today. Tied at 1, top of the 10th. 2 on, 1 out. The stretch by Hetzler. And the pitch. Fastball, strike 3.
Oh, man.
95 again. He went off speed to set him up for the first 2 strikes. And then a straight fastball down the middle for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Hetzler.
See if he comes back to the breaking ball to start with here. We've seen these guys kind of ambush a couple of fastballs early on.
Here's Hadley, the catcher. He's 0 for 3. Fly out, sandwiched between a couple of strikeouts. First pitch, swing and a miss at a slider.
That's it. They're trying to ambush fastballs. First pitch.
Oh, 0-1. Hetzler trying to win the tug of war for momentum in this game. It has shifted back and forth quite a bit. A 1-1 ball game in the 10th. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another slider. 0-2. Now the playbook for the first 2 batters is fastball at 95.
Yeah, just that slider's been so good those first 2 pitches.
If you're Hadley, are you looking fastball or don't you know? I don't know. He's a catcher. Hetzler in command here. The 0-2 pitch. Bounced one up there. And it's 1-2. First pitch out of the strike zone for Hetzler.
That's it. We're that close to the immaculate inning. Hey, just get out of the inning.
Yeah.
That makes this one immaculate enough right here.
Shannon at second, Jang at first. 1-1 our score. Top of the 10th inning.
Now
Guevara, Freilich, and Ballou, first 3 due up in the bottom of the
slider,
10th.
slider.
Yep.
Now go fastball up above the belt.
1-2 pitch. Here it is. Slider swung on and missed. He got it.
What a job.
Hetzler strikes out the side after entering with 2 on and nobody out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for the Penguins. To the bottom of the 10th, still 1-1.
Shop RV Roadway's live inventory now. Fresh arrivals, ready to go, priced to move. Get real show pricing and weekly specials on new and used RVs at both Alabama RV Roadway locations in Calera and in Opelika. Shop live online now at rvroadway.com. Take life on the road with RV Roadway, where we sell RVs for less.
War Eagle, this is Auburn baseball coach Butch Thompson. If you want the latest on Auburn baseball in the SEC, keep it locked on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 106.7. The only place you can get 7 straight hours of local sports talk, starting with the Max Roundtable at 11 a.m. On the Line with Jacob Goins at 2, followed by The Drive with Bill Cameron and Dan Peck at 4. Only on ESPN 106.7.
Got some big bats coming up for Auburn in the bottom of the 10th. Guevara, Freilich, and Ballou due up, and they'll face a new pitcher. The fifth pitcher of the game for Youngstown State is 6'6", 215-pound senior right-hander Aiden English. English is from Youngstown, Ohio, and South Range High School. 15 appearances out of the bullpen, 15 and 2/3 innings. He was 0-2 with a 13.79 earned run average. 12 strikeouts, 21 walks, and teams hit .344 against Aiden English. Tough spot for him against these bats who did a whole lot last year. Still trying to get it going consistently this season, but as we said, he's the fifth pitcher of the day. Rodriguez, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Auburn has struck out 7 times today.
Got to move the
and
rosin
walked
bag
4 times.
Rosin bag behind you, buddy. Thank you. Hey, if you want to start an inning, I think this is as good a guy as you got in the lineup right now to start an inning for the Tigers and Eric Guevara.
Guevara has 3 hits on the weekend. He's been on base twice today. He's singled. He's been hit by a pitch. First pitch to him, misses low, ball 1. Tigers have had base runners in each of the last 4 innings. This is the bottom of the 10th. The pitch bounced up there and all the way to the backstop, 2-0.
This continues the stretch of the last 4 innings now.
Well, and English, again, 21 walks to 13 strikeouts last inning.
If you're Auburn, you know that stat.
Yeah.
And if look, it's 2-0, veteran guy, you got to make him come in here because you need base runners, and it hasn't worked out the last couple innings, but that's what you have to do.
1-1 game. Guevara shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and takes a strike.
Now, you're still advantage count. Get a pitch you can drive right here and just end it and move on.
Yep. Pitch to Guevara. Now Tapper foul over toward the Auburn dugout. 2-2.
Came back off speed in 2-1, and that's been the pattern. Keep throwing off speed, even in disadvantage counts. They're throwing off speed pitches and getting Auburn to swing over the top of
it. The fastball is almost like a trick pitch.
It is.
For
They're
them
pitching
in this
backwards.
Game. Yeah.
Yes.
2-2. Breaking ball. Guevara laid off of it, low and away.
Because here,
3-2.
This is it. 3-2. Normally you would say fastball count. This could be changeup. They've been throwing changeup in these counts a lot today.
3-2 delivery. Here it is. Bouncing ball foul. Close enough with an off-speed pitch to swing at. Might have dropped low for ball 4, but it was close enough. Count stays full.
I think he stays with that pitch. The breaking ball, he hasn't felt like he's thrown close enough to the strike zone. He stays with that son of changeup.
Payoff pitch. Right field base hit. Guevara just rifled one the opposite way. Leadoff single for Eric, his second hit of the ballgame. Winning run is aboard. And Chase Freilich, who has 2 hits on the day, is striding to the plate.
Yeah, I just don't think you can afford to bunt. In a normal situation, you do, but you've had to change the lineup so much.
Yep.
The right side's open. That's his comfort zone. Let him hit a ground ball through the right side, get first and third, because they're playing really deep in the outfield.
Yep. He shows bunt and takes a strike.
You know, I think they're confident enough with him, even with 2 strikes, that they're not worried about him showing one.
Yeah. That right side is wide open because they got to hold the runner.
Yeah, that's him.
0-1. High fly ball, right side, foul territory. First baseman is under it. He will run out of room. Into the seats. Freilich gets a bit of a reprieve there.
Yeah, the second at bat in a row, he's had a pitch he felt like he could drive and was just so far out in front of it that he couldn't keep it in the park. Now 2-strike chase. Poke one somewhere in the outfield. Get it down.
Guevara at first with the winning run. Here's the 0-2 to Freilich. Low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guevara athletic, but not the speediest guy, just pure straight line speed.
With the knee injury 2 years
Right.
ago, hamstring issues last year, he's not a guy that they're going to try to cut loose with.
Here's the 1-2 to the Auburn catcher. Freilich swings, grounds it to the first baseman. They go to second, it's past him. It short hops him into left field. Guevara digs for third. He's in safely at the corners with nobody out. First baseman tried to get Guevara, the lead runner, at second. Maybe start a double play. Instead, he short hopped the throw to second. It got past Cutting and into left field. It's an error on Beckley. And now the winning run is 90 feet away with nobody out.
That's a case of a guy not understanding maybe the situation a little bit.
Yeah.
He did not have to rush that with Chase Freilich at the plate. He could have taken his time, made a good throw, but he wasn't quite on balance. Now they're going to challenge runner interference. I don't think it was. He was in the baseline. No, they're going to put him on.
They're going to walk Ballou
to pit Caden Combs' first career at
to
bat.
get Combs.
Yeah, but situational there, you go, look, you got a guy that has a chance to double up, and they rush the throw.
Yeah. All right, Caden Combs gets some instructions from Gabe Gross. Out of Gardendale High School. Top 10 player in the state, rated the number 1 first baseman in the state of Alabama, 3-time All-State player. Birmingham News Player of the Year in 2024, 6'4", 260. The freshman. And now Trevor Sharpie, the head coach, is out for Youngstown State. And the chess match moves to him.
Brad Caden Combs, a guy that has had some great at-bats. Way more athletic than people might think when you look at him. He was the guy that played offensive tackle at Gardendale, was a football guy. Has a younger brother that's a basketball prospect. And he's got good hands. Shows up defensively for him, too. Yeah. He's a guy that will hit the ball the other way, too. He's not necessarily a pull guy looking at him. He'll go the other way. Yeah. I think he's a guy that will have a good at-bat here. And, hey, all you need is a fly ball.
The infield is in. The outfield is shallow as well. Guevara at third. He carries the winning run. It's 1-1 in the bottom of the 10th. Here is true freshman Caden Combs. Right-handed batter, first pitch to him. Bouncing ball, shortstop. Fields comes home for the force, and they get it for out number 1. Combs put it in play, bounced it right to the shortstop who was playing in on the edge of the grass. Cutting came home for the force. Bases still loaded, now 1 out. And Lucas Steele, the batter.
This is a situation, again, where you know what you need to do if you're Lucas Steele, but you also don't need to try to to exaggerate and lift it and pop it up. Just get the ball in the outfield somewhere. Trust yourself.
First pitch to Steele. Outside, a little low, 1-0. It's now Freilich at third that carries the winning run.
And again, not the speediest guy you have either. Now they're back in the middle for double play depth.
Yep. Pitch to Steele. There's a called strike. Inside corner at the knees, 1-1. This is game 1 of a doubleheader.
A lot of room on the right side for Lucas Steele here because of that double play.
Outfield again, very shallow. 1-1 pitch. Low, 2 balls and a strike. Pitch home. Fouled back to the screen. That might have been one to do some damage on. Instead, it's 2-2. Bristol Carter on deck. Tigers have loaded the bases for the third time in the last four innings.
But you know what? It feels like it's you're squeezed the life out of them because of those opportunities and because they haven't scored these first 2 days.
2-2. Nope. Inside to hit him. He gets to the backstop. Here comes Fralick. The throw is late, and Auburn wins. I thought that got a piece of steel. It didn't. It was behind him to the backstop. Fralick read it well, came straight home. The throw from Hadley was late, and Auburn wins on a wild pitch. A wild pitch gives Auburn a 2-1 win and a series win on opening weekend.
It almost fitting that that's how that game ended, to be quite honest. Look, they kept fighting, and the pitching kept them in the game, just like last night, and they found a way to win it. Now, look, you got series win.
Yeah.
Regroup and go see if you can figure out now how to swing the bat. But listen, you did what you had to do to find a way to win the game. But, man, they opportunities, and finally capitalized.
Wow. Ryan Hetzler gets the win, his first of the year. I think we all had Drew Whalen and Ryan Hetzler with the first two wins of the year on the mound, right? You take them, 2-1. Man, oh, man. How do these teams get back and reset to go again in an hour? That's what you got to do after a lot was poured into that one. Youngstown State used 5 pitchers. Auburn used 3. And now we get to see Alex Petrovic go in the series finale at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you still got plenty of options. When you look at Auburn, you go Petro, Christian Chatterton, Garrett Brewer, only threw, 5 pitches, 5 or 6, not many. Go back to Garrett Brewer if you need to, but you've got some options now. Now we've kind of figured out what's Chris Rembert. I don't think we would see him today, but how do you regroup and what do you look like in the field now?
All right. So we'll wrap things up for now for Game 1. With a doubleheader, we don't have a standard Regions Bank postgame show, nor do we have a standard leadoff show before Game 2. So some logistics here. What will happen is we will go back to, those of you listening on ESPN 106.7, we'll go back to regular ESPN programming, ESPN radio programming. And then we will come back just a couple of minutes before first pitch, presumably 5:55 or 5:57, somewhere in there. We'll give you the starting lineups, and then we'll roll right into the series finale at 6 o'clock. So that is what we'll do for ESPN radio. And for the Auburn Game Day app, I think the audio just remains live until a separate live stream or live link is ready for the second game. And that's going to go live around 5:45 or 5:55. But our programming is actually going to resume about 5 minutes before first pitch of the 6 o'clock game. So we'll be back then. For those of you who've watched on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel, we will end the programming now. Next up on the Auburn Tigers YouTube channel is the courtside cam for men's basketball. That'll start at 7 o'clock tonight ahead of Auburn at Arkansas. Thanks so much for making this game a part of your Saturday afternoon. Good news for the Orange and Blue. Tigers beat the Penguins 2-1. They've taken the series, and they'll go for the sweep in just about an hour. Until soon, we say so long and War Eagle from Plainsman Park.
You've been listening to the Regions Bank postgame show.